week. We have 3 pairs of tickets to give away for the Bowmanville tackle swap and find out Ian's old school go-to bass bait.
This and more tonight on the FearFishing Experiment.
Before we get the FearFishing Experiment started, let's hear a word from our sponsors. The RLM Elite Box from simplefishing.ca is the subscription box with the most hard baits. This box comes every second month, for you're not overloaded with boxes, but the selection is second to none. Bass box, pike box, walleye box, a multi-species box, and one of our favorites, the ice fishing box. We'll solve all your fishing needs. You'll catch more fish. You'll get baits that you've never tried before. Use discount code FearFishing at checkout. Save $10 on your first RLM Elite box. Simplefishing.ca. Mike Carnegie isn't only part of the FearFishing family and an angler. He's a financial advisor with Northstone Wealth. Mike wants to help you plan for your future. He wants to set your retirement up for you can spend as much time on the water and with your family as possible. But the time to set it up is now. You start pre-fishing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for that big tournament on the weekend. Financial planning is exactly the same. Give Mike a call at 905-925-0663. Not only would Mike like to help you out with your financial future, but new clients get their very own RLM Elite box. Call Mike at 905-925-0663 today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a crazy couple hours, but we are here. We are live via YouTube and Facebook. Excited, Mark?
Oh, I'm always excited to get out here, guys.
We upped the game again. Woody got us new microphones on our side of the table.
And they're really loud,
We
aren't they?
sound crisp.
Yeah, we do.
Crisp. I hope the folks
It's like
at
being
home.
here in person.
You know what we forgot to do, though, before we started? We forgot to do a mic check. And can I turn my headphones? My head's going to explode.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just
I
down
know.
a
I
little
like
bit.
mine loud.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah?
We didn't do a mic check?
There, that's better.
That's the one.
Thank you.
We were so busy talking about everything else.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
forgot to do a mic
Yeah,
check.
yeah.
We didn't
I'll
do a
take
mic
mine
check.
up just a hair, Woody, please.
Okay.
Oh, it's not loud enough. It's too loud.
Not
I need to
loud
hear your
enough.
beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might as well do the introductions while Woody messes around that. I'm Ian West. I'm sitting behind the Joe Rogan microphone tonight. I kind of feel like Joe. Anybody watch Alex Jones on Joe?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, was that ever
So
good?
good.
Did you have a
Freaking out.
choice but to?
No, I love it.
Do you?
Oh
yeah,
my God, she was so
I like
good.
Alex Jones.
I'm Ian West. I wrangle this herd of chickens. You ever watch a Rocky movie?
Chickens?
And the old
Herd of
Italian guys,
cats?
like, if you can catch a chicken, you can win a fight. Some days I feel like I'm chasing chickens.
Is that like dodgeball? If you can dodge a
Yeah,
wrench?
you can dodge a ball.
It's true. Try
It
to
is very
dodge all the
true.
wrenches.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, young man.
I'm Mark Hunter, Bowmanville, Ontario.
Yo, I'm Sean McCall. Curtis.
I'm Amber from here, Port Hope.
Coburg.
Coburg.
upstate.
You're not from here. Whoa.
Sorry. I apologize.
Behind the mic tonight, our producing chair. What's up?
Hey.
Homie, how's it going?
I'm Woody. I now live here in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been here since like 9 a.m.
Squatters' rights.
Charge you rent.
It's
So-
been a minute.
It has. So last week we did the. We're gonna get into all these. We did the spring fishing and boat show. Had to tear it all down. We
Yep.
got to set it up for tonight. Woody set it up for tonight, and it's got to be teared back down for we can go to Bowmanville next week.
Yeah.
It's a ton of work, guys. So
It seems like it.
it has.
I wasn't here for any of
Woody's
it, but
been working really
I
hard.
believe you.
Woody's been doing a ton of work, so it's been a crazy evening for me. We just got done setting up, and I got a phone call from my stepmom saying my dad had a stroke, and he was being rushed to Peterborough to the hospital. So I jumped in and this is about 5 p.m. tonight. I jumped in the car and I drove to Peterborough. I guess he had a small stroke. He was very concerned that I was going to miss the webcast. I don't think that anybody loves fear fishing more than my old man.
He's a good guy,
Yeah,
eh?
right?
If we could just get Elvis as a guest.
Yeah, true story. Eh? So he's doing all right. If your thoughts are with him, he's going to spend the night in the hospital. But he was very adamant that I get out of the hospital. I spoke to him. He was in really good shape. I get out of there and we do this show.
Wild.
He loves it, fear fishing.
He's probably watching right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. It's he was very. I'll tell you the story, and this is my stepmom told me. They were playing cards over at the Legion. My dad's a member of the Legion, and he told her he didn't feel very good. And then he got up, and I guess he was talking, and he wasn't making sense to people. Like his mouth wasn't working right, and he was talking. So they rushed him over to the Coburg Hospital. They were a little concerned, so they rushed him to Peterborough. So when I got there, they ran a whole bunch of tests, and they were just waiting to see a neuro surgeon on Skype where they could go through it, and then they decided they're going to keep him the night. But isn't that kind of cool that the surgeons, they can get like a top-notch brain surgeon?
just on Skype.
On Skype.
Wild, eh?
To work with?
Where was I that it was actual, you went into the clinic, and it wasn't even a
walk-in
clinic
clinic.
at all. It was just all on screens. I'm not sure where it was. It might have been in the States somewhere.
There's one here in Port Hope.
Was it?
Yeah, you can go to the pharmacy and it's a walk-in clinic and you just meet with the doctor on the computer.
Huh.
Now, I wanted Amber to look up the signs of a stroke because it's very quick. Like, I'm very lucky that
Yeah, quick thinking.
they quick thinking. They knew what the situation was. But Amber, for a reminder for everybody, can you go through the steps to this?
So it's FAST is what's the
Acronym?
word? Acronym.
Good.
Thank you, Mark. You are
Hey,
smart.
that's
Oh,
you know.
SMRT.
I'm known as the
Yeah, yeah.
brains.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Pants.
So-
Yeah, that's right.
F stands for facial weakness. Ask the person to smile and is one side of the face drooping. Arm weakness. Ask the person to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward? And S is speech problems. Ask the person to repeat a simple sentence. Is the person unable to speak, or is the speech strange or
Oh
slurred?
my God, I think you're having a
I'm
stroke.
having a stroke.
Ian can't pass any of these tests right now. Guarantee.
No,
No, he
not at
couldn't.
all.
Say it, we're going to start with aluminum.
And then,
Yeah.
So he's having a stroke.
And then time to act. Call 911 if they show any of those symptoms.
That's great
That
advice.
is
Yeah.
super huge. Catching a stroke early is so very important. He was in good shape though. I don't think he loves. He's not a real sentimental man. We don't talk about close stuff very often.
Feelings and stuff.
But I hear from a ton of people how much my dad talks about fear fishing. And I've never called my dad where he didn't ask how you two were.
Well,
Yeah, your dad's a
obviously.
beauty, buddy.
Yeah,
We're the
He's a
sons
beauty.
he always wanted.
Yeah, totally. Isn't that true? And I was thinking, and I was, when I was driving there, I was concerned and I didn't know how bad it was. And you start looking back, right? And I was thinking, like, I was prepared to deal with the worst when I got there. And I looking back, and you don't always get along with your father. I didn't always get
I
along
always
with
have.
Craig. I didn't
Yeah.
when I was a teenager. But
I think that's part of growing up, though.
I think it is too,
Right.
right? And if there's young people out here and you kind of think you're arguing with your parents, they're really just trying to do the best for you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what? My old man was a little hard on me about sports and hockey and stuff, and
It's because you sucked at it.
well, I really wanted to.
Funny because it's true.
Right? But I think about how valuable that has been doing fear fishing, because you got to have thick skin to throw yourself out there and
Sure
to
you do.
deal with the heat
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The negative comments and Craig
There's
really
negative
helped.
comments
see,
from
well,
anglers?
lots of-
I had a hard
Wow.
time with that. The negative
Breaking
comments
news, ladies and
when
gentlemen.
When
You
I
heard-
first started hanging out with you guys, and I'm like, "Are you serious? You guys don't even know this guy." Like, they're like, and I would say 90% of those people have flipped
Yeah.
their opinion.
But
Because they were like, you know what, that guy's a really good guy, and if he's taking the time to hang out with that guy's got to be a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
and that's just the way it is. Like, I get nothing but positive vibes now from this deal.
I appreciate that. My old man was good. He always made sure I had fishing stuff.
That's awesome. And
Right?
Craig, if you're listening, let it be known that we're all thinking of you.
Yeah, for
Pulling
sure.
for you.
But he was very adamant. I find my stepmom came out and got us in the waiting room, and he wanted to speak to my brother and I. And we go to the back, and he's got a Miller High Life shirt on. He's got a fear fishing cap. They got him
Attaboy.
strapped to the gurney.
Excuse me.
And he says, I thought you were doing a live show tonight. And I said, well, we are in a couple hours. Everybody's getting ready. And he's like, well, you got to get out of here. He's like, I'll be fine. I'll probably speak to you in the morning. I was like, well, all right.
I hope so.
I was like, okay, but the kind of the funny thing is that I was driving there and I had my phone like on the hands free, and my stepmom texted me. She said, your father's gone, and I saw that like out of the corner of my eye to get testing done. Right, so I had that brief moment where, oh shit, he's dead. But he's doing good. So everybody out there, have a thought for my old man hanging out in the hospital tonight. We got so much to talk about.
Yep.
The first thing is that if you're on Facebook, run over to YouTube, subscribe to the Fear Fishing channel. There's going to be some information here on how you can win a Daiwa reel next weekend at the Bowmanville show. So get over there and subscribe. If you got any questions, comments, get them in. We got a ton of questions on Instagram that I did today that we're going to get to. But boys, where do you want to start?
Let's start at the top. The last webcast we did and how successful and how blown away
Spring Fishing and Boat Show.
Yeah, I was blown away by how many people came and wanted to say hi and pictures.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, I met so many people on Friday morning of the show and took pictures and had people come over and say nice things that I thought that we would do that. If we did that amount of people that we did Friday morning, the whole 4 days, I would have thought I was like blown away.
It was incredible, especially the kids.
The kids, right? Young people, the stories that about people who went fishing, I was like flabbergasted. When we got home on Friday night, got to the hotel and we sat down, and I was like taken back by all the support. I didn't realize that we were reaching people like that.
And hats off to those parents too that listened to their kids and said, "Did we want to come down and meet these guys?" And they actually, jumped in the truck or the car or whatever, and
went out
and
of
made
their
it
way.
out. Yeah.
There was
Incredible.
lots of kids there. So here's my observation: the kids that were there, like teenagers, right? Not the little kids, but the teenagers. There probably wasn't as many as there has been in the past overall through the show, but the ones who are there are so hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Like beyond hardcore.
Yeah. When they get into something, they're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was blown away. Like they knew more about some of the Daiwa products than I did. Like I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
Well, it's fishing. It's an addiction, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And with all the information on YouTube and you can really get into this.
Yeah, it's sky's the limit really for knowledge.
With YouTube nowadays, like YouTube, if there's something I don't know, it's YouTube, man.
Anything though,
It's
not
YouTube.
just fishing.
Yeah.
Right? Like
But I go to YouTube and it's a wealth of knowledge.
I learned how to do all the editing and everything we've ever done at Fear Fishing off YouTube.
I got my teeth cleaned today and I Googled
On YouTube?
what to expect.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if I had to do anything or other than brush my
Show
teeth.
up. You brush them before you went and paid somebody to brush them? We have
Well, yeah.
We've
Don't-
had a
don't
lot
you-
of
don't you-
dental issues in this room.
I guess.
Yeah, I had to go to the dentist too this week.
I
got the
did,
same
Emma
thing.
did, Ashton did.
Yeah,
You
for people don't
did.
know, I got a tooth pulled last Sunday, like emergency
Yeah,
stuff.
it was
like,
bad.
Tooth pain is the real deal,
We were
guys.
almost going to do it here.
Yeah, we
you tried.
talked about it.
They're going to hook me up the J braid in the battle wagon and let her go.
But it was one of the back teeth, right?
Yeah.
We had a whole problem with ripping all your face.
Yeah,
right
my
off.
lip right off.
Yeah,
of
Dr.
me.
It was a
Shaw
front
McCall.
one. It was happening.
Dr. Shaw McCall got it out. Oh my God.
Oh, I know.
Knocked my beer off.
I've seen him operate on you a few times.
Yeah. Every time
Funny
I see
'cause
that,
it's true.
Every time I see that opening video, I cringe. I think about that moment. The one at the Classic was way worse though. I had no choice. I would try to think of everything to get out of that one. Friday at the show went good. Saturday we did the live podcast.
Which was amazing.
We
Yeah.
set it up. We were there late Friday night. Set it all up. Woody came through. Mr. Production. Mr.
Oh yeah, very impressive.
We had a
Woody.
time. It was bonding.
Yeah, we were there late.
Yep,
So we had Mr. Azumi on.
we did. Yeah.
I don't care what happens to me in my fishing career. I'm beyond tickled pink to talk to that man.
What a great guy, eh?
He is he is so knowledgeable. He talking to Bob Azumi on the telephone. I've had a couple conversations in my life, is an experience in itself.
Well, here's the thing with Bob. It's not just the fishing aspect. It's the business aspect, the
Yeah.
tournament aspect. It's everything that you're into, right?
Yeah,
He has
yeah.
more
Being as into it as we
perspective
are.
about the entire sport than
Mhm.
I would ever think about. It's absolutely amazing. He remembers everybody's name. Like
He's been in the game for a long, long time.
the
right?
king.
Yeah.
He's the king of Canadian
We could
fishing.
coin him the
Yeah.
king.
Yeah.
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 Like the Godfather.
Yeah.
We have a godfather, but he could be the king.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody.
Would you kiss his ring?
Who?
100%.
The king?
Izumi?
Yeah.
If I got to be on his TV show, I would.
There's a price for everything.
I would trade. I would trade.
Sold.
I'd
Kiss the ring.
I'd pull his boat to the lake if I could ride in it.
Oh, boy.
God. Pull that out.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That
just happened.
yeah, that's a little payback.
Put money in the swear jar in about 3 seconds here.
I
Holy.
put that there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, now you know
So
what
we had-
Ian felt. You
Yeah.
should have pulled it out.
I would have felt better. You didn't even give me the chance.
That still hurts.
So we had
I
Mr.
got
Izumi
there.
on.
It wasn't that deep. Stop being a baby.
Yeah.
He was super great.
Ooh, it pierced your sock. Ooh.
And then we had Chris Jones.
Yeah.
He's
a great guy.
He is a
eh?
super great guy, super motivated, super more perspective into the whole game of this too, right? He had some really great insight about what's going on with the American tournament.
And he's a good
Now,
sport,
for
too.
people who don't know, who is Chris Jones?
He is the MC for the FLW Tour events.
Yes.
And he's also the MC for the FLW Canada Championship,
Yes.
which is really cool that we got him to come up here and do
And he
that.
sings like a songbird.
Yeah, he does.
What did they put Journey on and said, "Here, Chris."
Yeah.
Well,
Poor
that's
guy.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, karaoke that
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
So, and then we didn't do just one show. We did 2 shows.
Yeah.
We had Mr. Mike Williams on the
Mhm.
second one, Eric Luzak, Kyle Crothers.
Yep.
It was quite an experience.
It was great to have so many different people from, pros, organizers.
Andy was on.
Andy was on.
With the Godfather. Real
MCs.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good, I don't know,
It's a,
cornucopia of people from the industry.
we had the King and the Godfather on
Godfather.
one show.
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah. So
Pretty good.
it was an amazing show. There's a ton of people. Everybody stopped and took a picture and asked for an autograph or anything. Thank you so much. I think I'm more excited to talk to them than they are to me.
Did you learn anything about autographs, Ian?
I did. Don't sign the back of the sticker.
That was stupid.
But I was trying to be nice, right? I was thinking like these stickers are kind of like I didn't want it to rub off. I thought I was doing the right thing.
So you signed the back, the part that people throw away.
And then I signed the box. It all made sense. We all start somewhere. Yeah, and questions, comments, get them in. You guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
watching the board. Is there people watching this?
Yeah.
It was great. I love fishing shows. If I can't
I
be
seen one
Wayne
question.
Morris is
Sorry.
like going off.
blown away,
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Mike Howard asked. He wanted to know what was on my hat.
Yeah.
Bass Nation.
Ontario Bass
Ontario
Nation.
Bass Nation. Yeah, that's the OBN hat that we're all a part of.
Yeah, I was blown away. If I can't be fishing, I'd like to be at a fishing show.
Yeah. It's such a, what do you say, a social event?
Yeah,
I went there
Yeah.
more to talk than actually buy anything.
It was even social
But-
for me.
Yeah,
And it was tough for me because I only got to do the one day this year. I only
Yeah.
got to go down there on the Saturday.
Yeah, you're
so
usually
Yeah.
there
and
for like
yeah,
6.
and I like to say hi to everybody, and for those of you I didn't get to say hi to because I do the tour and say hi to all the vendors and stuff.
Yeah?
So,
Yeah.
not a lot of guys.
it was great. I love the show. I love seeing new things. I love talking to people. It's good. Now we have another show coming up next weekend, Sunday.
Oh, do we ever?
Do we ever? We have such a pile of
This is
stuff
my
to talk about.
hometown show, so I get really, really pumped.
You can
for it.
introduce it then.
We are setting up next week on Sunday for the Bowmanville Tackle Show. Tackle
March 10th.
Swap, whatever you call it. What
That
is
might
it?
be
Bowmanville
somebody here.
Tackle Swap and Fishing Show.
Yeah.
I think is the legit.
So
way to
March
say it.
10th, it's happening. Well, there's a
There's
ton of
so
stuff
much
going
stuff.
on.
You know, it's a really short day. I think it's like only a 6 or 7 hour show, and there's so much stuff packed in.
Good food.
You got
too.
some stuff
I
right there.
got some
Good food.
stuff here to read off.
Chef
here.
Benny,
Oh yeah.
light her up, boys.
It's not Chef Benny. I believe it's Chef Todd that
Oh.
does the food for this one, which is just incredible.
It is.
And that's available in
so
the little
good.
cafeteria there. We all make sure we hit that one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Light her
Just
up.
by going in, you're gonna get a ticket to win a Garmin EcoMaps
75
SV, which has never been done before. There's never been like a prize like that. Like
It's
actually come
$5 to
door.
get in.
Door prize.
Door prize,
Awesome.
and you can get extra tickets if you bring a non-perishable food item for the food drive, which is a
Ooh.
really, really big
And
part of this too.
before you go any further, we have 6 tickets, 3 pairs to give away tonight. We're not sure on how we want to give away them. We want some comments here on how you think we should decide who gets the one of the 3 pairs. All you got to do is show up. However we pick the winner, you show up. We need interaction here. Type in there how you think we should pick the winner, because we were having a hard time coming up with a contest because I was back here late. Tell us how. 3 sets, and all you got to do is show up at the door, show your ID, and you'll get those.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the one pair of tickets is going to go to the person that can name the model type of the Garmin that they're giving away.
Oh,
That we just talked about.
okay.
Yep.
Maybe
All right.
we'll do it like that too. Maybe we'll just come up with questions as we go.
And for the first time, they're going to do a line spooling station. So
J-braid.
Yeah, our friends at East Hill are going to be
Looking
all
after that.
different tests and colors and stuff of the J-braid. So
Wow.
I
this
think
is
you
a
can bring 2 reels.
Yes, and they don't have to be Daiwa.
No,
They
no.
can be anything.
Bring
There's
them down. Doesn't
so
matter
many
how old
deals
they are.
from vendors, and there's a lot of private guys that are just there trying to weed out some gear. That's what makes it a true tackle swap, right? What they do is they'll sell some gear and then they'll go spend that money somewhere else and get something else. So
Free cotton candy for the kids.
yeah,
And
and
Mark-
baits,
Yes.
and baits. Every kid's gonna get a bait. Under
Nice.
12, I believe it is, and there's free cotton candy. You're gonna have to fight me for it because I will be in line
Is there
for
ice
that.
cream to go with your cotton
And
candy?
Probably not.
Aw.
And there's going to be a casting stage for kids. We got, as always, we're going to have Mr. Big Jim McLaughlin is coming out. He always tries to make this show. Matt Pizzette, I think, is going to be doing the emceeing.
Yep.
And we're going to have Mr. Williams on, right? So which
Mr. Williams is
really
going to
cool.
co-host because Sean's going to Mexico.
And as always, there's always going to be a silent auction, too.
Yes.
So there's going to be all kinds of, like, trips and
Well, I can tell you
and-
that there is a chance to fish with a day with me in that silent auction.
Really, eh?
Yeah, so if you'd like a ride in the Daiwa Battle Wagon, throw some cash down.
Maybe make a
And,
vlogger.
I think that if somebody actually wants to fish with me, you get to be in the vlog that day.
Oh, that's worth $1 million right there.
Quarter mil.
Well,
Yeah, so don't forget your food donations, guys. That's really, really important.
Now,
non-perishable.
we're going to do the
Non-perishable, yeah.
experiment
Unless
there.
you want to bring burgers, just bring them right to us.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be great. Thanks.
We're going to do the experiment there.
We are live.
Live.
Again.
And we have a Daiwa Tatua Legalis 2500 that we're going to be giving away during the live show.
What?
All you got to do is be a subscriber to the FearFishing YouTube channel because we need you guys to subscribe if you want to help us grow. That's the way to do it. So just come over to, I guess the FearFishing table, our setup.
Yeah, maybe our production setup. If you see me,
Yeah.
come on over and register.
Show us on
And
your
you see all this
smartphone.
wicked gear.
Just show us on your smartphone that you're a YouTube subscriber, and we're going to get you into a draw to win that reel for free.
And it's going to be given away that day?
Yeah. You got to
Perfect.
be there to win.
Yeah.
And you got to subscribe.
There you go.
Yeah.
So show us.
I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to go.
And
This is a
what else?
buyer show.
Oh, there's also a rod. They're also asking for donations of rods and reels to give to children. So if anybody out there, you have an old rod, reel, or whatever, something you're not using, it's collecting dust, please bring it in and donate it.
Amber, do you want to read that message that we had somebody message us today? Who
Yeah.
put a tackle pack together,
Yes.
and it's kind of like an old school fishing box with a bunch of lures, and we always got some lures, so we're going to throw in on that too, but we're going to give it away to a young person.
Yeah, we're just going to pick somebody random. We're going to be walking around the show, and we're going to,
find some young man or young
A
boy
young
or
lady.
girl, and
Yep.
we're going to give it away. And the other news, Daiwa is offered up a combo for that too. So somebody's, there's something special about that old tackle box. Well,
Mhm.
it's a beauty. Check that out.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
old school. Like that's how all of us started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So we're gonna pass it on. Do you know? And that was from Phil Allen. He won a couple weeks ago in an RLM box on the show.
Yeah, I
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah.
And he
We
came
met
by
him
the
at
show.
and
Yeah,
got
yeah.
pictures.
So
and,
we just
and
gathered a bunch of
that made
of
my
his
day when he
tackle
sent.
that he
Yeah, he
could
just
spare.
that he spared, and he said that he was really lucky that his dad took him fishing, and his dad always had a ton of lures, and he just wanted to give back, and he didn't want it any recognition for it, but that just made my day.
And you know what's cool? They're still bonding through fishing today. Like
Oh.
how many years later?
Yeah.
Because his son's grown. He's a grown man
he's
now.
a grown man.
Probably has a family of his own, and yeah, I
Now,
think it's great.
I'm gonna throw a couple of these Instagram questions that I got today. Jay Trippy, 0101. That's
Yeah.
right. Here's his question, and you have the answer right here, and it's the answer to our first. Did anybody
Yep.
guess? You got somebody? Did you write that name down, honey? Which unit would you choose for your boat if you are on a budget but still want DI, down imaging, and
Mhm.
side imaging?
The 75 SV.
That's it, Garmin.
There you go.
We answered one right off the bat.
And the mapping is is
Whose name?
by
Was that what I
far.
just wrote down?
Chris Fear, yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, Chris, you got tickets to the show.
To the show.
So
Well-
now, how are they going to get those tickets?
They just
We
have
already
to go
talked
to
about this,
roll.
Sean.
They just have to go to roll call. We'll give it to the names to the organizers and show your ID, and they'll give you a pair of tickets.
Perfect.
Let's do another question. Ian, will you be fishing Lake Erie for smallmouth, and what's your favorite drop shot setup? I'd love to go back to Erie. This kind of goes out to everybody.
Yep.
My favorite drop shot setup is the Daiwa Tatua Elite Series Brian Ayler with the carbon fiber guides, paired with the Tatua 2500 10-pound J braid. Throw a fluorocarbon leader on there, and that's what I like to drop shot with. But my favorite drop shot bait right now is like a 2-inch Bitsy tube. I've had a ton of success since drop shot in the Bitsy tube. I also
Who's making the Bitsy too?
I use it from a ton of different companies.
Yeah.
Right? Strike King one's a pretty good one, but I like them really salty. The other thing that I did sight fish last year, and if you go back to the vlog where we fished Weller's Bay in the club tournament that we won, I caught a couple of them fish drop shotting a Ned hog, like an Angler's Choice Ned rig bait, but drop shotting it, sight fishing them. Worked awesome. So
Sweet.
yeah, like that. Those would be my two: Ned hog and Bitsy tube.
Well, you know what? I fished Erie quite a few years back during the OBN qualifier when it was on Erie, and I think tubes was basically our go-to.
Yeah.
Like a 3.5-inch tube on. Yeah, at about 40 feet of water.
John, do you like drop shotting?
I'd rather fish largemouth. For smallies, I like throwing jerkbait, so I like the jerkbait. For smallies, right?
I'm
Because I can throw a jerkbait.
But it hurts sometimes, doesn't it?
Hurts me.
It hurts him, yeah.
Okay, let's throw down one more question from the Instagram. If you guys got any questions, just jump in
I
there.
have a comment here.
Okay, throw it down.
Chris Flay says he will be a vendor at the show, and we'll put a tackle bag together for you to give to a child at the show as well.
Oh, that's super
Wicked,
awesome.
Chris. Thank you so much.
It's wait a minute, like it's little tiny things that make the world turn. And in fishing, there's me some kid who really appreciates this.
Chris Flay's done this for us before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, what's your business name there, guy?
Yeah, write that down. We'll tell. Yeah, and we'll give you a shout out. Here's a good friend, Mark Tomlinson.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite old school go-to lure bait when all else fails?
Dinger.
Well, not a Senko.
Vibrex.
Mine,
that's how I
when
started.
everything is
I think I
not
know what
working
this
here,
is.
and I've used it. What do you think it is?
I'm not gonna. Do you want me to say it?
Yeah. In desperation, if I was out in the water and I haven't caught anything all day,
Black jig.
no,
Red Devil.
No, if we had a huge conversation.
Yeah, we
about
did.
If I can't catch a damn thing and it's not looking good and I'm just looking to catch anything, I will throw a white Kevin Van Dam willow blade spinnerbait.
Yeah?
That'd be break her out and just start tossing that
Covered
because
water,
you'll
yeah.
catch
Throwing a
something.
spinnerbait.
Yeah.
If I'm throwing a spinnerbait, you know I've only got like 1 or 2 fish in the well.
You know what I would
I'm
throw?
not a-
Like,
What would you? Old
if
school.
I only had one bait left that I could use, it's. You really want to know?
Cheer, proud.
A number 4, number 5 silver Vibrax minnow or
No way.
Vibrax spinnerbait.
No way.
Yeah.
Even
Ever
I
since
would-
I was a kid.
Yeah?
Like
an
that,
inline
yeah.
spinner.
You can put that on a kid's rod and
Yeah.
they can hook, and they'll catch fish. They will catch all different kinds of fish.
They'll catch
100%.
their sister.
I-
They'll
I-
catch
I
their
got a
brother. They'll catch the
Yeah.
dog.
I got a question for you
I've
guys.
been there.
Do you guys kind of feel, and I feel it has, that the chatterbait has started to replace the spinnerbait?
Kind of. Yeah.
Like in those circumstances, I feel like a lot of guys are throwing a chatterbait now when they would have been throwing a spinnerbait.
I think you can work a chatterbait a lot deeper.
And more, you can fish it faster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to reel. Throws off, like the whole point of a spinnerbait, especially for fishing largemouth, is those big Colorado blades making the vibration. And just the chatterbait's got way more. But I've noticed in even bass and Major League Fishing, they're throwing a lot of chatterbaits these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That started after
I throw a
Okeechobee.
chatterbait before I throw a
Okeechobee last year
spinnerbait.
really.
There's a great documentary on Basszone about the chatterbait.
Chris Flay doesn't have a business. He is just selling his used tackle.
Well,
Oh,
check
good.
out Chris Flay's booth.
Yeah.
Check as well.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Very
Good on
cool.
him.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris came up to me last year and gave me a pack to
Nice.
give away to kids. Like,
Kids are so important these days to get them hooked on fishing. right? And it's up to us anglers to be reachable to them, right? Like it's really, really important to stop and talk to them. And, if you can give them something, a rod and reel or anything, just getting something into some young person's hand for they can go fishing.
And it's going to make their day.
Oh, unbelievable. Do we got anything more about the tackle swap?
Wow. Guess what Mike Williams is doing?
What?
He's going to give
Ooh.
away a half-day guided trip on the experiment.
I'm winning.
No
I'm totally
way.
winning. I'm getting
Huh?
it. Mike, it's mine.
Eh?
Mike is
Fight
going.
you
Wait a
for it.
minute. We're
You know what I really, really like about this?
What?
It kind of sucks, but I kind of really like it right now. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be in Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've got other obligations.
Yeah, sure.
And-
Obligations.
And technically, I'm going to be watching the show.
You could win.
so I could win this.
You could win. That's
I
super
could-
cool. I got to put this down. It's totally driving me nuts.
Oh, it's for youth anglers.
Ah.
I can pass for 18, can I?
Dick move.
I act like I'm 12. Does that count?
That's
I'm
super
gonna-
cool.
I'm gonna get it.
I'm
I'm
so
gonna get it,
excited to
huh?
have Mike on the show.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
He's
great.
such a beauty. I'm excited to ask him some questions. Hopefully, his tournament partner Dwayne is in attendance, and we can get
Yeah.
him to come on and do a little
That'd be cool.
part, and maybe they have some stories to tell.
Oh,
about
you
each
know
other.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
You
would.
know they do.
Right?
Dwayne's a beauty.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited for that. Let's jump in here and let's get an update. The Bassmaster Angler of the Year standings.
Oh, God.
Chris Johnston is
Dun,
first
dun,
overall
dun. Whoop, whoop.
with
And Chris-
190 points.
Oh, frig. There you go.
Yeah.
Our team, Team Corey Johnston, he's got 145 points and he's sitting in 23rd spot.
But you know what?
Sitting in
There's
Woody.
still lots of
I know.
fishing
Sorry,
It's
I
left.
hard to
missed
say
where
I'm
Chris
sitting
is
in
sitting.
23rd spot and I'm in the elites right now. Like, he is so way up there.
Yeah.
Where's Chris sitting? Sorry, I
awesome.
missed it.
Chris is first overall.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
boy.
oh.
Two
You guys
top
are
10s will do that to a
22
guy, right?
And Woody and the production team, Gussie, is
Yeah.
got 93 pounds and he's sitting in 60th place.
So we're not getting that signed shirt.
No,
No,
like
which is good because he does a
But
long,
we
long
are-
way
But
away.
you know what? In the world of Angler of the Year points, and there's a lot of tournaments left. There's
Sure
a
there
lot
is.
of room to grow.
Still a lot of fishing.
It just takes, if Gussie won or had a top three and the other two boys didn't do so well,
Yeah, shit
Gussie
bet.
would be like right up there with them.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't take very much in
No.
fishing. Brendan Polnick, the year that, and this was a really interesting fact, the year he won the Angler of the Year title, I believe he finished 96th in his first event. So he really had to win around 7 events because he hardly got any points. So Gussie's not out. He's just a long way back.
We still
Yeah, he
could
is.
win this.
But Corey's right there.
We're going to have a chat with Corey down at the Classic.
Yeah, we
'cause I
are.
see
We're
they're
gonna
going to
have
be
to sit
Yeah,
down.
that'll go well.
there. Yeah.
What are you gonna
Just
say
a-
to him?
Just a
Hey,
pep
We just
talk.
need a pep talk.
I'm
pick
gonna-
it up.
yeah, I'm
Put your
gonna-
socks up.
I'm going to
That'd
give
be
him a
great.
package
We
of
can give him
dingers.
your brother can no longer steal your scissors. Don't allow your brother to steal your scissors.
Slip him a set of scissors.
That's right. They were
The
talking
secret
about how if when him and Chris talk about one of them, like let's say Chris finds some fish, he can tell Corey to he'll say, "Don't come up there fishing. I'm fishing there," and Corey won't go. I think that needs to change.
Yep.
I think that there should be no more brotherly love at all.
No.
Come on.
No
you
more brother.
can Corey, you can start liking your brother again at the end of the year. You guys can make up for deer season.
Yeah, we got
Until
a bet
then,
going here.
Until then, you must destroy him. This is war.
My God, Alex Jones.
This is war.
Yeah, I'm going to slip Corey a little thing of dingers. Say,
Dingers.
yeah, yeah.
Some dingers. Get him a spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Get him out there.
Get him a
Get her
tackle
done.
box.
I got a feeling he's going to come on here hard in the middle half of the season. And, Corey, all we need is Corey to have a couple good events in largemouth territory because my boy is going to light her up as soon as he hits smallmouthville.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I think this is good for Corey. Corey's like, he was talking on Ike Live how he was a bit of a scrapper in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I feel like he's kind of like Seabiscuit. You ever watch the movie Seabiscuit and they say that they got to pull Seabiscuit back for he could look that big horse in the eye and give him the old, all right, giddy up. I think that's what Corey's done here. Corey's just slid back a little bit.
We all know
I
the
can't
story
remember
about the
crossing
rabbit
over.
and the turtle, right?
Yeah.
Who won at the end?
Low and steady wins the race.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
Um,
Corey, don't let your brother steal your scissors.
Chris
Bring
Flay-
the A game.
Chris Flay wants to remind us to talk about the FLW, the Canadians in the FLW tour.
Mr. Charles Sims is fishing
Yeah.
it. Curtis Richardson.
I think that's it, isn't it?
I don't know.
That's all that I'm aware of.
I would be
Well, we got
guilty.
Eric Luzak. He's going to fish the Forestwood
Oh,
Cup.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Forestwood
Right?
Cup.
Yeah, I think that's
He's
super
already
cool.
made her to the bait,
Charles
though.
has done it remarkably well.
He has.
Charles?
He has.
Amazing.
Amazing.
He's doing amazing down there.
He's been in the Bassmaster
Charles,
Classic.
what? Who's on there?
Mike Williams says, let's have a fear fishing challenge. Amber and I versus Ian West, Sean McCall. Mark, you get in there too.
What am I, just like,
I
get
guess
to paddle?
you
or
You get to
something?
get in the middle with your dinger.
Yeah. Fine. Game on, Williams.
Challenge
Yeah, game on,
accepted.
Williams.
You can fish with Dwayne.
Obviously, he's never fished
Fine.
with you.
Fine.
Fine.
I'd take Dwayne.
I'll take either of them. I'll take West.
No.
Sold.
I can't. Sold. I'm not fishing dingers with you all day.
Yeah, you are.
Man. But yeah, Corey stepped the game up. I can't. I'm like, man. I think we're gonna win.
I think we're going to win, too.
I think we are gonna win. I think that Corey
Look at these guys.
is going to like somehow at the end. I think Corey may win Angler of the Year. He's got to be steaming.
You know, I think he's winning Brother of the Year to get, let
Brother of the Year.
letting his brother, get some glory before he puts the hammer down.
Yeah.
That's all I
Hey,
think.
yeah, maybe that's what he's doing.
He's
He's like,
pulling
all
the
right,
trigger
little
out."
brother, you go do your thing.
Yeah. You take the limelight and then whack.
You know what? If it was my brother and I knew that there was a competition, I'd be fraying my brother's line.
Yeah, I know.
Unsure- Sharpening his hooks.
Don't forget. They look at this like a business together.
Well, sometimes you got to take a loss to,
I don't know.
to get
about
ahead.
that.
No,
not
this
over
is
yet,
what
buddy.
this is war.
I don't think it really matters.
What
I think
maybe you know what's
as long as
gonna
they
we're gonna
build it
smack
up.
talk all this and Gussie's gonna win. Kyle Crothers offered to come with me to Thunder Bay to get the autographed shirt though.
Oh, yeah?
He did. He said he would
Nice.
come, which
Nice.
really means I'm going by myself. Where you want to go? We got so much to talk about.
Class, did we talk? We didn't talk about the Classic.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Top right.
Freaking out, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
we got-
we're gonna do the Bowmanville show next Sunday,
Yep,
Tuesday evening. We're leaving for Tennessee.
we
What
are.
time are we leaving?
We
What
are.
time are we leaving?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Like,
Oh.
It's gonna be a
after
drive.
Later
dinner,
evening.
like
yeah,
9.
like a drive
Yeah,
all
yeah.
night kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
late
about
evening.
12, 13-hour drive.
Something
well,
like that, yeah.
16 with our stops at all the sheets and
The sheets.
The
I
sheet.
love
Yeah.
the sheets.
Best
like
gas station
Walmart
ever.
gas
Yeah.
stations.
Well, I could use the sheets wrap.
Yeah.
The part of the adventure is the drive down.
Oh,
It
it's
is.
so
It's
much
fun.
fun.
Last
is
year
fun.
we got Erie, Pennsylvania, the snowstorm of the century.
Oh, my
Mm.
God. It snowed in states it didn't even snow.
Yeah, all the way to West Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Not just West Virginia, Virginia.
But it was a tour.
It was a tour.
It was.
Tour.
Yeah, it was a
So much
It
fun.
was a rip in the snow.
Four-wheel driving.
You know
car.
the interesting thing?
Mm-hmm.
We go down there. There's a ton of snow, and on the way back, it was like summer.
It was, yeah.
Like
it was
in-
totally different.
Totally in the
Yeah.
same spot. There was a foot of snow. There was
I slept both ways.
Yeah, we know.
Sorry.
South Carolina,
I
Amber.
got speed.
You know what?
Here's
Here's
on the way home.
We got a
one-
beautiful house rented down there, an Airbnb, like
Yes,
right on Lake
it's
Norris. So I'm really
stunning.
pumped for that.
Mm-hmm. I took a look at the Google Maps.
Did you?
Mhm.
Sweet, eh?
It is beautiful.
As of right now, so
And
we
it-
leave on the 12th,
Yes.
and so Sunday, March 17th, I got word today from somebody from New Jersey
Oh yeah.
that there is going to be a party at the Marriott Hotel in Knoxville.
Is that where it is this year?
That's where the Ike party is.
Yeah.
Where the Ike crew is going to be.
party.
That's where Tennessee Amber's coming.
Is there going to be bail money at this hotel?
There may need
party?
I
be.
might instead of we
That's
might
what we're
need
working
a
on here.
ride
Yeah.
home.
Swear jar just turned into
We
the
might
bail
need a
fund.
room. We might just have to check out of the Airbnb and stay at the Marriott.
Are you excited? Brian's excited to have you.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
We had,
probably
like,
a really
the
good
Ike-
idea if we get rooms at the Marriott.
Yeah.
Amber
Because
is.
you remember what happened last year.
Ike is. Brian the Carpenter is excited. You create great content for their podcast.
Yes, you did.
It is.
No, I-
Yeah, you did. So it's exciting. Hey, The classic is the best fishing trip you could go on that
It
you're
is.
not fishing.
It is. And is there anything else
Yeah.
you guys have done research that you want to go to while we're down there?
I want to go to
Since you're-
Nashville.
It's a long way away.
We're
I
like
thought
an hour
it was
and a
only
half.
an hour.
Hour and a half, I think.
we're staying at Lake Norris.
Yes.
Supposedly there's stripers,
Oh, I really
largemouth,
want to
smallmouth, spotted bass. I never caught a spotted bass.
We fly
I was
Never caught a
really-
striper.
Stripers?
No, we can't. You're thinking like coastal.
Are you going to have a boat down there?
No, we're not. But
No?
we're gonna figure this out. I'm hoping they're on their bed.
There's a marina right down the hill from us that
Yeah.
we can rent a pontoon boat for $200 a day. A
We might even be
party
able to steal
pontoon
one.
boat. Yeah, maybe.
right?
Does it have a hot tub on it?
No,
Oh, not that one.
no. But
Does it have a
I'm going
margarita
surfing
maker?
while I'm down there.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we found a water park with one of those surf machine things. So, yeah,
It's going to
stay
be.
tuned.
You know, I seen a funny comment the other day about the Bassmaster Classic, and a guy saying it's going to be the last great one, and then another well-known, Dave Mercer piped up to him, and he was like, "Listen, buddy, it ain't going to be the last great. Have you not watched
No.
the first two events?"
So here, and then this kind of leads us away from the classic, and we'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about this topic, and then we'll have a break. But Evers won the MLF event
Yep.
on Conroe. Paul Muir won on the Bass event on Lake Lanier.
Yep.
I watched the first day of the MLF event, and they hardly caught any fish, and I kind of tuned that off.
Really, eh?
And we were in the zone at the Daiwa booth at the show watching the Canadian boys.
Yes, we are.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear any talk about MLF. I just heard bass, bass, bass.
Well, that's for us probably because we had a lot of skin at the game, and
We-
that show
right?
is those boys.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, it's huge for them, right?
For sure.
They're a big part of it.
But I think I was a little concerned if you would have asked me last November. I'd have maybe said that bass was going to go.
No.
And now I
No.
feel it's maybe stronger than ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I watched the first MLF as much as I could. I was working,
Yep.
during the day, but I haven't tuned in since. Not since that first event.
I'm kind of
So-
upset now that they're doing like their championship kind of deal and we can't watch it.
Really?
You got to watch it on the outdoor channel and there's like I've kind of lost.
That's how they're. All right.
Yeah,
So they're
right.
alienating people from it.
Well, it's just a total blackout
just
until
like-
it
it's
airs
like
on
the-
TV.
Oh.
It's like hockey, right?
not like
they have the
hockey.
rights. They have the rights to the channel or rights to that.
That's dumb.
So even though I'm learning about the new anglers on the Bass series, I'm getting familiar with them. I think that by the end of the year we're gonna have new stars,
Yeah?
right?
Are they going to be local
What do you mean?
to us?
Well, Chris and Corey.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of new anglers there who are making names for themselves, and Bass is gonna market the living
Can't
snot
forget
out of them.
about Seth either.
Yeah, Seth is there.
Whoa.
My buddy Chad Pipkins. He just got a new vlog out on.
Yep.
So go over to YouTube and check Chad out. I think guys like that, young guys, right? They're gonna make Bass gonna market them, and
Mhm.
in 3 years, I can't see Bass going away. I think
No
maybe
way.
Bass is stronger.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be too. Like they said, we've heard so many times before, there's no one player bigger than the game.
That's right.
Right,
And Bass
so-
made all the stars. So I'm excited for the next MLF event to stream, and I'll watch it. But I'm still excited to watch Bass live.
Me too.
I'm excited to go to
Yeah.
the Classic next year.
Yeah.
Right?
And let's face it, Bass does have the best coverage.
It
they
is,
really
and I
do.
really like the announcing of Davey Height and Zona, Tommy Sanders. I really like that team.
Yeah.
Really like how they cover it.
Yep.
I think they're doing an incredible job. So I think that in 3 years all three series will still be around, but I think that it's just going to make the sport stronger. There's going to be guys who don't like Bass who watch MLF, and there's going to be guys who don't like MLF and watch Bass, and then there's going to be guys like me who will watch absolutely everything.
It's great for the spectator, for
It
sure.
is, for
Yeah.
sure. It just means more fishing
Yeah.
on TV.
Yep.
Mhm.
But I'm excited. I couldn't even tell you what the other on the MLF next event is, where it is. Right?
I don't know either.
I don't know. We'd have
I know
to
where
Google
the
it.
next Bass.
Tennessee. Tennessee.
Wow.
I'm pumped. So let's have a quick 4 or 5 minute break here. We got a ton of stuff to talk about. We got a ton of you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Go over to YouTube, subscribe. Amber, you got anything else before we have a break? I just like putting you on the spot. Do
Thank
we got any
you.
questions or
Yeah.
comments? Okay, break them out before we go to break. Hit them up. Hit them. Hit them.
Steve Shaw wants to. Whoa, the propeller,
Sorry.
the spinning
Wow, I've seen
propeller.
that.
Steve Shaw wants to know, for an individual wanting to get involved in competitive angling, do you have any advice for getting started?
Can you say that again?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was reading
I'll
that.
answer it. Join a club, buddy.
Yeah, join a club.
Jay.
I was
Join
yeah.
a club. That's going to give you a great introduction. See, it's for you, and there's so many guys there that can help you
You're gonna
make
learn.
that next step. It's really not that hard to make that next step. If you got a boat or if you got a partner with a boat, show up in the morning, register, and off you go.
And you're going to get you're going to fish with 4 or 5 different anglers throughout the summer. You're going to get
Very well.
4 or 5 different looks on how to combat tournament fishing, because it's not all the same.
No.
Each of us do stuff differently and approach stuff differently. So, yes, let's do one more question to your two before we go, because we got quite a few of them. I'd like to get to as many as we can. Bassin' the grass. What is the first lure you want to throw on bass opener in Ontario? Tough one, I know. Ha ha ha. The black mini jig.
Spook.
You got a bait?
Me?
Yeah. What's the first bait you're going to throw on bass opener?
Sean's not allowed to go out and bass opener.
Maybe a jerkbait.
Amber, you fishing? What's the first bass bait you're going to throw this year?
You're probably going to make me throw a Senko.
You may catch a
But
fish.
I would like to throw a frog.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You and Crother should fish together. Oh, he throws his frogs. I got another
So
announcement.
much fun.
I'm going to write this one down because this is a really cool one. A vlog that we're doing this summer. I got invited to do something. When we get back from the break, you'll hear what I wrote down. Hit her, Woody. The Autonomy River, flipping for largemouth. We're getting to the end of the largemouth year and I want to catch as many greenfish as I possibly can, but it's like 10 degrees Canadian out last night. There was huge storm that blew through. How bad were the winds? I just called East Hill Outdoors to see if my bow was ready. I got it restrung and a new whisker biscuit put on it for the whitetail season, and the power's out there. So I don't know if we're getting my bow today or we're getting it Monday. Instead of sitting around the house doing nothing on a Saturday, we're going to go out, do a little scouting. I came across this awesome product that I heard about from Kyle Crothers, one of the good people at Daiwa, Canada, big deer hunter. I used the Vapple powder that you mix on your corn. Our first camera went crazy. I talked to Kevin at East Hill Outdoor and they have these lick it up Vapple blocks. Says it'll draw deer in that you've never seen before. We're gonna go find a new spot to set up another trail cam. And hopefully more bucks come. The last few days, all I've done really is try and gather support for the Fear Fishing vlog in order for we can bring it to you next year. So I'm really excited to be out of that house, be off the phone, be away from my computer. But we do have some exciting news about somebody who's already jumped aboard to partner with Fear Fishing. Finally warmed up to 13 degrees Canadian. Still a little chilly for them largemouth bass to hit, but it is definitely not too chilly to be out here scouting deer. Just got in the woods. Probably hear the highway in the background. Chose a spot to check out where Marley, who lives a couple miles up the road, sees deer crossing in the mornings all the time. So I'm gonna walk through here, have a look. I got my Vapple block in the back, see what we can find. Well, I walked about 10 feet. Right there is a huge pile of buck scat, so we're in the right area. We just need to get a little off the road, find somewhere we can set a tree stand up, get the block out. No point in baiting somewhere we can't get a tree stand in. All right, I think we found our spot. There's a bit of a meadow here in the middle of the woods. Can kind of still hear the echo of the highway to the west of us, but I think we're far enough away that the cars aren't going to affect our hunt, and we're certainly well past legal requirements for hunting from the road. I think we're going to set our Vapple block up here. If we do get some deer action, limb a couple of those out and we can get our tree stand in there. Green background. It is an evergreen tree, so it is going to stay green all winter. So let's set our cam up, our block up, clear a path, set a cam up, and we'll see what happens. Home from setting up the bait pile on the camera. I don't even know if that's a good spot or not. I'm hoping to see some deer, and maybe we may have to make some adjustments before we actually hunt, but we're gonna see what's in the area over the next week or so. That the Vapple products are amazing, and we're really gonna give them the test, because if it draws in deer to that fresh bait site, it is phenomenal. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I know I said I wasn't gonna do a ton of hunting on the vlog this year because of the YouTube channel, but we talked it over and we decided that not only is this the Fear Fishing vlog, but it's really a lifestyle vlog, and if I'm gonna go bow hunting for whitetail, might as well bring you guys along with me. Exciting news, partnered up with Streamside. As all you guys know, I love river fishing. It's something I've done since I was a kid. So Daiwa doesn't make 13 and 15 foot rods or float reels. So they were kind enough to allow me to partner up with Streamside. I'm going to show you the rundown. We're going to use the Streamside Extreme float reel this fall. For steelhead, we're going to use the Streamside Force 13 foot rod. And for pier fishing, for steelhead, and if I ever get a chance to get out for scheme fishing for Chinooks, we're going to use the Streamside 15 foot vortex rod. You can see it there. Stream reel. Super cool. I like this chartreuse. Thank you Streamside for doing this and hooking me up so that I can go float fishing this fall with new gear. We'll probably get out a couple mornings later in the year when the steelhead start coming in to do some float fishing and then hit the tree stand. But make sure you go over to the Streamside Facebook, Instagram, check them out. Website, great company, great local company for me. I'm excited. I'm excited to river fish. I'm excited, especially on the days we don't film the vlog, to get down there. There's a lot of people sometimes for filming steelhead fishing. It's starting to warm up. You can see there's blue skies. I think this afternoon we're going to try to knock down some largemouth. The largemouth season is going to quickly come to an end, so I'm just going to fish over the next few weeks my favorite largemouth lakes. A lot of them we already fished this summer. See if we can land one of them fall donkey. Almost go time. We're going to take the Daiwa battle wagon out, catch some bass. Hopefully. There is a little bit of a cold front going on here. Just starting to plan about going bass fishing, and Luke from East Hill Outdoors just called and said my bow is ready. I took it in on Wednesday. No, I took it in on Thursday, dropped it off to get a new bowstring and a new whisker biscuit put on it. And they had power outage this morning because of the storm, but power went back on and young Luke says my bow's ready. So hit the highway and go get that. Made it back from East Hill Outdoors. My bow looks awesome. New red bowstring on my Diamond Outlaw. It's all ready for deer season. All I gotta do is set it in. So I'll show you my bow when I do end up setting it in. Daiwa battle wagon is hooked on the truck. We're gonna go to the Otonabee River. It's nice and close. We're getting later in the day. It's about 3 o'clock, but special guest today coming fishing with me. Where are you? Huh? Taking her sweet time. What's up, Miss Amber? You're coming fishing?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went fishing? A long time ago.
A year, maybe 2.
So Amber used to, we used to fish all the time together.
Every day, every waking moment we had together.
But then fear fishing became more and more busy, and your salon became more and more busy. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we haven't been at all this year. No. Now, I got 4 Daiwa rods and reels set up, but you've always, every rod and reel you ever bought while we were dating was a Daiwa.
On that video.
Crazy, eh?
It was my favorite as soon as
I
I
love summer. Love it. Absolutely love summer. Beautiful.
I think we're
going. So here, welcome back, everybody. If you're on Facebook, jump over to YouTube, subscribe.
Yep.
Remember, you're going to be able to win that reel if you're coming to the Bowmanville show next weekend. If you're a subscriber to the Fear Fishing YouTube channel. Now, John Dean messaged me about 3 weeks ago, before the Spring Fishing and Boat Show. He's running like a kayak tournament series here in Ontario.
Yep.
They're going to St. Clair. They're going to Seymour. So he reached out to me if there was any way that I could kind of boost this. And there's a ton of people kayak tournament fishing.
There is, yeah.
It is the most growing sector of the fishing market, and it's really cool. And it's something I've never done. Kyle Crothers has said I could use this kayak a bunch of times, and I didn't do it. So John Dean, I met him at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show. And since we don't do clothing or anything anymore, I really couldn't do anything to support the tournament.
Yep.
And I was like, why don't you and I film a vlog from kayaks? So
who's going to paddle yours?
I got, so they're going to hook me up with like a fully loaded kayak with like kick drive and everything. John Dean is.
Okay, who's going to kick drive your kayak?
I guess I'm going to have to.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Kyle Crothers did some smack talking.
So you'll find Ian by the launch.
I'm actually, I actually,
going in circles.
We're going to do it on the Otonabee River. I believe the Monday or the Tuesday after bass opener, so I picked somewhere I didn't have to paddle far where I knew fish were.
So you can launch wherever you want?
Well, we're going to go all out together. Kyle Crothers did some smack talking, so I believe he's going to come. And
if I can get a kayak, I'll come.
I think Kyle's got 2.
Yeah.
You want to come?
And I believe that I am coming to film.
Yeah, you're going to do some filming.
In a kayak?
Yeah, it's going to be an adventure. So I'm excited about that. I love
kayak fishing.
I wish off the top of my head.
You like kayak fishing?
A lot, yeah.
You want to come?
Name of that kayak series?
Kayak fishing.
Yeah, maybe.
So you're doing you're doing one of these series events?
No, we're just going out for fun.
Go out?
We're going to go out and kayaking. We're going to talk about their series. But I'm going to beat Kyle Crothers at his kayak game. That's my plan. Just lay them.
You need to start practicing.
Listen.
So sit in your bed, grab a rod,
Yeah.
and just.
Well,
fire
so I
it
got
around.
to see one.
No
that I'll-
sight
like,
fishing with a kayak.
I got to see one at the show that's
No,
like
I guess
like
not.
the one I'm going to use, and they said I can stand up in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get out. Is it
So
a
game
stand-up
on.
paddleboard?
No, it's a kayak.
Has it got outriggers or
How
something?
can you stand up in
No.
a kayak?
Because they're badass.
That's
So I'm
Some of them
Heard
can.
of.
So listen,
Yeah, but you're not.
Basically-
so you're not really like stable.
It's all right.
On your
so it'll just make better content when I land
yeah.
the
Thank God I have the camera.
center
I
of gravity is
cannot
going to be
wait.
way off.
I'm going to be like Corey on the comeback. Kyle's going to be Chris, and there is just war. There is going to be war.
Listen, Alex Jones.
I'm bringing it out.
Or someone's got to turn their phone off.
You gonna get your shirt tore off?
Yeah, maybe.
Playing
Never
music or
know.
I think it was yours, Mark.
Oh.
I don't think it's mine.
Oh. Yeah, so I'm excited to do that. I just came to my head while I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm going to do some kayak fishing. I am pretty excited. Yeah, have any of you guys ever kayak fished before?
Yes.
Where?
Most of my kayak fishing I did in Timmins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
an
where
interesting.
Shania
That's an
Twain's
interesting
from?
place.
I paddled Hannah's little kayak across Shamong Lake and back.
The only
Oh.
time I've ever paddled or been in a kayak in my whole life was at the cottage at Cornwall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you and
Clearing
Ash went
weeds.
out.
me and Ash went out,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't stop moving, and we almost dumped that
Yeah.
about 150 times.
Yeah.
Where do we want to hit up, Sean? You're going to Mexico.
Yeah.
What are you doing down there?
I'm going. I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. Well, see, last year I got to go to the Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
You did.
Right, and we were there for St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day also falls on my girlfriend's birthday.
Yes, it
yeah.
does.
So me being the international traveler, she was like, "Well, next year we're going somewhere," because she's on March break.
Yeah.
She's a teacher as
Teacher,
well,
she
right?
is,
Mark
yeah.
Reagan?
And I wanted to go to the Bassmaster Classic last year so bad, and I was like, "Okay, I'll go to Mexico with you next year." So I kind of shot myself in the foot way back when. And
Was that the gimpy fit or the good foot? Which foot did you?
Which foot did you shoot?
well, it's the good foot or the super foot. I
The
call
super
it.
foot
Yeah, the
is that
super
what you
foot.
call it?
Yeah, I can run like a cheetah.
Okay.
It's
I
true.
can run like a cheetah.
Yeah. So.
You want to talk?
You gonna do fishing down there?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Anytime you go
Yeah,
anywhere,
you're
you
gonna
gotta
fish?
fish. Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to Puerto Vallarta, going to the Grand Paradise.
Will there be a unicorn?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's already said he's going.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I can't believe how many posts I'm seeing from guys that are down south and they're all going fishing when they're down there, and they're
It's crazy.
and they're catching some really crazy fish.
I've
I got
never-
a buddy in Guyana, man. You should see the stuff that he was catching.
I've never
Nuts.
caught a saltwater fish in my life.
Unreal. I want to
No?
go.
No,
I
I've
wanna
never been
go.
saltwater fishing.
Oh yeah, you don't fly.
No.
You don't fly.
No, we got to roll them everywhere we
yeah.
go.
We don't get to go somewhere warm.
really.
We're
huh?
going to Tennessee. I'm wearing shorts.
That's not warm there.
Texas was warm.
Texas was warm. Yeah.
So
is
so
South
I
Carolina.
do.
South
Listen,
Carolina was
Yeah.
warm.
if it's 15
I mean,
degrees
like
in South
tropical
Carolina,
with
I'm
the
wearing
beach.
flip flops and shorts and
I'm bringing
suntan.
shorts.
Yeah.
I'm bringing shorts.
Yeah, we all changed in the parking lot last year.
Yeah,
we
we
got
did.
The, what was it, like the discount drive or
Discount
right.
rental car.
Right
yeah.
across the
We're all
road.
naked in the
Street.
parking lot.
Yeah.
the Canadian contention?
Having Italian showers and off to the expo
Oh,
we went.
it was
We're
good.
here.
Epic.
I gave Ashton an Italian shower the other night.
Did ya?
I did. Because they it was a non-bath night and he was just filthy. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just giving you an Italian shower. I used my beard wipes on him. It smelled like $1,000,000.
Beard wipes. Oh my God, he doesn't even have any hair.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
He lives a strange life. Do you want to talk about the Bluffers Park incident?
I do.
You have the most information
I do.
on this. Fire it up.
There's a gentleman out there. His name is Sean Rickard. He had a little bit of a battle with Bluffers Park Marina. I believe that's in Scarborough.
Yes,
I
it
would
is.
think.
I saw this video.
Yeah, so he had a video. There was total transparency of what went on and stuff, and they were telling him to leave. And I guess he's had problems with these people before, and he's decided to take it that one step further and report it. And he reported to the Marine Unit, and he reported to the MNRF, Ministry of Natural Resources and
Yep.
Forestry, and he's finally got some feedback from these people, and his suspicions and all our suspicions all along were correct. He is allowed to fish there unless it's a federal
Harbor.
registered harbor. You are allowed to fish
And I think
there.
there's only 2 of those in Ontario.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
I believe there's
I
one in
think.
Port Colborne. I think that one is actually
in Toronto,
owned-
you-
yeah,
yeah.
in the Toronto.
And in Toronto, you're not
So-
allowed.
So if you guys want to get like Sean is SHAUN Rickard. If you want to jump on his page or whatever, you can see the video. You can see the letters. He's posted the letters that he got from both these organizations. And under subsection 13 of the
and we're hopefully
wildlife
going to
games.
have him on here.
Yeah, we're gonna try. We
Kirk
tried to
Cotton
get
is
him on
bus-
tonight. He's had a
busy.
very busy day. He's got 2 young kids. His dog was in the vet all day, so he just got his dog back. So he's had a very, very busy day. But he has said he would love to come on the show to talk about it. So we're not going to
It
get
is
too
very-
much into
Yeah,
details.
tonight. And
But it is a big win for anglers.
I had the same situation happen. Marley and I went to Coburg to the
Yeah.
harbor, and they tried to kick us out of there and bully us and tell us that we were breaking the law and that they'd bought the marina from the government, federal government, and blah blah blah.
Bullshit.
Which kind of made it kind of if the law is that if it used to be a federal marina, I couldn't fish it, but because they bought it, they actually bought it for I could fish.
Yeah.
Right? We need to stick up for each other. We need to stick up for anglers' rights. It's good to know what the law is.
Yeah.
Good on Sean for sticking up for
And
everybody.
sticking up for everybody.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like that's really important. That sometimes I remember when I made the video at Coburg, the first 48 hours, people called me all kinds of that I was a shit disturber, and that I only went there to do this. But you know what? I went there to fish because it's my legal right to fish there.
Mm-hmm. And Sean said he will come on the show and talk about it, so we won't get really deep into it today. We'll wait for him.
Yeah,
and he can
but
tell
go
the
over and check
story.
our site out and watch the YouTube video.
Watch the video.
And it's really important that we all stick together on this kind of stuff. It is very, very important that we don't lose any more,
Fishing opportunities.
especially when we have a legal right and you're just being bullied out of there.
Yeah, which is illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess the marina has been told that they are wrong.
good.
So we'll see
I'd
where
like
it
to
goes
be
from
in
there.
that meeting. I like when people are told that.
They're going to put up
Anglers'
signs that
right.
says "Welcome Anglers."
Yeah, that's what they'll
Probably
do.
not,
Free
but-
burgers.
Probably not. Maybe they'll make some kind of video trying to shame anglers not to go there.
I don't know.
I'm kind of choked up that Corey's in second place in the competition.
For now.
Should be way better if we were winning.
It's just for now, bud.
How'd you get on the winning team, Amber? Or the winning so far team?
Because you picked first, so they got what was left.
Silly me.
So
Where do you want to go?
It's not
Then
over.
this got brought up too, and we met a gentleman at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show, and he had a whole bunch of things that he wanted me to cover this year on the vlog and talk on the show. And one of the things he brought up was there was a situation in Arundel Park where there was a really little kid with no supervision playing around the shoreline of the ice, and he wanted me to talk about as the temperature warms. As when we get back from Tennessee, it's going to be a lot warmer here.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
The ice is going to start coming out. The rivers are going to get really high.
And where's the first part to go? It's the shoreline.
That's
guys.
right. So,
Yeah.
let's talk some ice safety. And I actually had a friend when I was 13 drowned in the Ganaraska River.
Really, eh?
Yeah, because the water was really high. And we'll talk about this. And he was a hunter and a fisherman. He's 13 years old. Played hockey with him and soccer. And his family owned a charter in Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this. I never swam in the river again after this either. We had to go wading and fishing, but I never went tubing again. He was at the fish ladder, and it had just rained, and the water was really high, and he had his little brother there. This is 20-something years ago. I could get this story a little wrong, but he went to check the river to see if it was safe for them to go in for his little brother, and the water swept him out, and he hit his head on the rock, and he ended up drowning.
Yeah. When I was in kindergarten, my best friend at the time, we went off on summer break and he never came back. He drowned at his cottage. Yeah.
Water safety, and when the water level comes up, it's if your dog goes in, your dog's you hear all the stories where a lab ran in the water and it looked like it was drowning, but you hear lots of stories on the news where somebody went in to save the dog and the dog got out and the human drowned because the dog's a stronger swimmer than the human is, right?
Yep.
So I think that if you're a young person, I know the feeling where you got to step in the water or you got to go on that ice, and you there's just some human. I don't know what the word is here. There's some human draw. I walked on thin ice, like when I was younger, just because I felt I had.
You needed to. It was a challenge.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
a
It's
dumb
kind of
one.
like you got to
Yeah.
stand there to see if it's going to break.
Subconsciously, it's the will to live,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
right?
And in my case, Darwin's law.
Yeah. So
But
just
I
be
made her.
careful
I
around the
made her.
shorelines, any creeks and stuff.
Yeah,
with
when
all
the
with
water
all-
goes up, just stay away from them. It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Mother Nature is a beast. She's beautiful,
She
but
is.
she can be real ugly too.
Right, and you're just not going to beat the current. So please don't go down to the rivers when they're high. Just stay back.
Yep.
Don't. It's
Keep
not
your
worth
pets
losing
away, your small
Yep,
children
that's
away.
right.
Just stay away.
Which is our good moment. That was brought to you by NBC. Dun, dun, dun. Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Heritage moments.
Oh.
I remember those.
No,
Oh my
like
God,
the
those are
NBC
awesome.
after school
Yeah.
The
special.
house hippo.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yep.
Do you remember like the peacock? Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun. Yeah,
Yeah,
Saturday
I
morning.
remember the peacock.
You're not supposed to talk to strangers. Duck, talk, and roll.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. That's a good one.
I never got those. We only had one channel when we were growing up.
Yeah, checks.
Yeah, I think so.
Jack Stevie.
Something like that.
I-
Had Golden Girls on it and
Yes,
Oprah.
Golden
Oprah at
Girls. Yes,
The
I
Golden
love
Girls.
that show.
Can you imagine?
for
Can you believe
being
that
afraid.
Betty White's still
Betty
alive?
White. She's quite
Still
a heater way
working.
back.
She
in her day,
raised
too.
me, man.
Did she?
Betty?
Yes.
She was in Playboy back in the
Yeah.
day.
Do you want
She
to
was
know?
the only one home when I got
Yeah.
home from school every day.
Do you want? When I was in high school, I came home every day and watched Oprah.
Did you?
I loved Oprah.
That doesn't doubt-
I don't
I
know
don't doubt
why,
it.
but I would come home and lay on the couch and watch Oprah every day at 4:00.
Do you think Ellen's the new Oprah?
No,
No?
No.
no, not
Ellen's
even
way
close.
more funny.
No, Oprah taught us life lessons.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
gave everybody in the crowd stuff.
Ellen does that.
No, not
Ellen's
with
got-
cars, man.
Ellen's got
Oprah.
great.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ellen
she
gives
gives
away
stuff.
the greatest stuff. And
Really?
she's
Yeah.
the most generous, I think.
Who?
Oprah's the OG
Ellen?
though.
Ellen, she's
Oh,
awesome.
You know, Oprah's the original gangster of daytime, like the beast mode.
One of
Yeah.
my clients won one of the 12 Days of Christmas at Ellen.
No
so,
way.
Yeah.
No way.
But her being
I've never
a
watched-
comedian,
huge,
she
I don't
had-
think
they
I've
had to
ever
put it
watched
all
an
in
episode.
storage and then work out.
I really
how to
liked
get
Oprah.
across.
The taxes and all that.
And
eh?
you're all getting one. Remember
Yeah.
those days?
Yeah.
Yeah, or it'd be like some kind of cookies, and they bring the cookies out and go through. Man, I used to get so jacked up for that. I don't know.
Back to water safety. Jim Allen said when he was a Cub Scout leader and we were near water, I would tell the kids, if you don't respect the water will not respect you.
That is true story.
Have you ever went into like rushing water? And
Yeah.
actually felt
Ah,
Fly
sure. Here,
fishing,
here.
sheer
fly
power of
fishing
it?
was super scary for me because I am only 5'2".
Yeah, I will tell you.
Ian's 6'4", and he was walking like crazy.
Stupid Ian story. So when I was about 12, I went swimming at the Ganaraska, and it was really super high, and we were walking across the top, and don't ever anybody do this. I was so stupid. I was with Chad Leesmaster, who I still know to this day, and I was walking across the top of the falls on the Ganaraska River, and my feet got taken out, and I fell down the fall, and I got caught in the undertow, and I was going in, and Chad came in and grabbed me by the back of the t-shirt and pulled me out of the water.
You're a lucky boy.
I am a
Yeah.
very lucky boy, and I have
Very,
no
very lucky.
idea what the hell I was thinking walking on top of that.
Yeah, when you
Right?
when you fall in rushing water and you get taken downstream,
Wow,
it sometimes it looks okay because your head's all up there. but
Yeah.
if there's a lot of boulders and stuff. You're hitting those as you're getting swept by.
Sure
them.
you are.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
it hurts.
I always tell Emma this, like everybody's going to do some stupid, unsafe stuff, but Emma's 15 now, and I always tell her that when you drive with boys who just got their license, like it's not worth it. And that, like, sadly, some of these boys, aren't going to make her to 25,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Well,
Like,
there was an 18-year-old that was just busted in Coburg doing 105 in a 50 zone.
Wow.
Nice.
Lost his license.
And it's not like
lost his
like
truck.
yeah,
Oh man, lost
And-
his dad's truck probably.
that'd even suck
Stupid
more.
choice.
Yep.
But
I'd rather deal
all
with
I thought about
65-year-old
was what
Craig
if
with
my
a
daughter
stroke
was in
than
that truck?
33-year-old
Now,
Craig.
when you guys were young kids, did you really have a conscience? Like I had no conscience.
No, there was
I never
no-
thought
there-
about
there was
anything
no-
I did. I
yeah.
just did the stupidest shit that come in my
Yeah,
mind.
and
I
there
would
was
do
no
it.
like being hurt.
No.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
invincible.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
So last night, and this kind of rolls into it. Last night we went to Steve Balzan's 40th birthday party,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Happy birthday, Steve.
I've known Steve since I was 12 years old. Fished together, always been really close.
I've heard some stories.
Right? Like, well, yeah. And he's always been like part of my family, and he's one of those guys who, even if I don't see all the time, he's the first guy to message me when something good happens. And, even if I haven't seen him in 6 months, the guy gives me a big hug when I see him. And I was sitting there last night. I was sitting with Brendan Neggs from The Perfect Jig, talking with him. And I thought, oh my God, Steve's 40. And then we started talking about his daughter, who I was there at the birth.
Yeah.
And I remember looking through the window when the baby was being born with his cousin Josh. Right, Josh is crying, and I'm hugging him, telling him everything will be all right. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on in there? And the first time in my whole life, I remember Chantel sitting there with a brand new baby, and it's the first time in my life I was speechless. And I was kind of looking at Steve, and I was kind of looking at her, and I was like, you guys made that, right? I don't know, maybe like 25.
Yeah.
And I'd never even, but you don't realize, like I think about all the stupid stuff we did fishing when we were teenagers, right? And then when you're 40, you're sitting there going, how do we ever live?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Man, we're idiots. Man, I need to go home and talk to those kids about not being stupid.
Right.
Right? Do you know what? Like, even like Ashton, like how many bruises on him? Couldn't care about running into a wall or tripping or.
Oh my God, he would come home every day with a new goose egg on his head.
Yeah.
That's living.
Do you know what I mean? And it, like, there's just like, there isn't that like I could actually get hurt here. Do you know, like when you're skateboarding, when you're 15, you're skateboarding and you're trying stupid moves and you're crashing all the time. This sounds like a great idea when you're 15. When you're 35, you're like, man, I'm not doing that.
No.
That's why I'm not going
break my
surfing.
ankle.
I think
I
the
don't wanna
children
break my
need constant supervision.
Yeah.
Like, non-stop. Don't let those little bastards be by themselves.
And not till they're like
stupid.
Bubble
18,
wrap.
till they're like 31.
That was us.
But
Boys should never get off a leash. They should leave their mothers and find a really mature woman to be like, all right, I'll look after him.
My mom used to walk me and my two brothers. She had 3 leashes with tethers on them when we
Yep.
would go through the Oshawa Center.
Yep. My brother took his off. My mom was looking at winter coats, took his leash off and Velcroed it to inside and played hide and seek.
Yeah.
I did that to
he
Craig
was lost for
at
like
the
3
Oshawa
hours.
Center. I went in. I hid in the. You remember how like clothing racks used to be round?
Yeah, that's where Scott
And I
found
hid
Yeah.
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Craig just about had a meltdown, couldn't find me, and I wouldn't come out. Another time in this house, real old. I used to go to my grandfather's, and my grandfather's a sheet metal worker, so we had this giant shop and I would hammer nails all the time and that stuff. So they let me go, and you like in the 80s, you could let your kids run wild, right?
Yep.
You just let them out the backyard.
No, I was a kid in the 80s. It was
know.
the worst time to let your kids run. Look what happened to me.
I
It
went
turned out all right,
to
man.
I don't remember the gentleman's name, but like behind the house, across like 3 houses, and found a garage. And my parents looked for me everywhere, and I was just in this guy's garage hammering nails, like boards together. And the guy came out and he's like, "Where do you live?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Can I hammer your nails into the?" And he found my parents driving around the block, like, "Hey, man,
Wow. So you got
Yeah.
into a car with a stranger?
yeah." No. I was just behind the house. My old man was screaming. I'm sure his name was Harry. I think he's a nice guy.
So it was a stranger.
But here's another thing, and I think about this all the time. We used to go build forts at the river all the time when we were kids.
All the time.
Like
Yeah.
that was a big deal, building
Yep.
forts. And I can remember going to the town park here with Robert Pacey,
Yeah.
Matt Moore,
Yeah.
and Joey Sellers, like that. Like everybody lived around here.
Yeah.
When I was like 8, 9 years old, my parents would let like the herd of kids go down to the park, and we'd play in the woods all day. Right? Or at your house, we would go to the island on the Ganaraska and
Yeah.
build a fort, right?
Directly behind my house.
I would never in my wildest dreams let Ashton go just like wander around the neighborhood.
with a hammer.
Dude, when we were like 9 and 10, my brother and I, and we went with the Arscotts back into the gravel pit. They own the gravel pit, and we built this crazy fort. Like, actually had walls and
Yeah.
roof, and we were up on the roof and stuff. We stayed out there for a whole night and watched the lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
And the next morning, I woke up inside it, and I look up, and there's my brother sitting on the top. Well, because there was all just wood slats, and I could see his ass through the crack.
Yeah.
I reached over and I grabbed the pellet gun.
Oh.
And I put it right to his ass, and I pulled the trigger. What kind of person does this?
Yeah.
Right? That kids need constant supervision. Like if I was to look and see a kid do that today, I'd be like, oh my God, he's going to be a mass
You're
murderer.
gonna be a
We have to kill that
helicopter
child.
So
You're going to be a helicopter parent for
Right?
sure.
yeah.
Not good.
You have to let them make mistakes. Now,
No.
you have
Don't
to
shoot your
instill-
brother.
You have to instill
I shot
that
my
in
brother through the
them.
shower curtain.
Yeah,
And I got
no.
beat when I got home.
I didn't have a brother to shoot.
Yeah, so
I used to
speaking of
beat my
sweet
brother
tree
up.
forts, up here in the TCS property, Robert Pacey's family and his dad was a teacher at our school. They had like the perfect tree to build forts in. Like that tree where you're just like, this is a good fort making tree. So we would build, like, collect wood from all over the neighborhood and go to people's backyards, and if there was like a piece of down tree, we would take it. Well, one day they tore down a house, and the guy who tore down the house was like, he was like a carpenter. He came over and built us a 3-story tree fort. Like, I mean, like siding on it, right? He built a ladder.
Where was this?
Right, you know,
Oh,
if
TCS.
No, not TCS. Mr. Pacey's backyard. He would live 4 houses up on that side of the road.
Do they still live there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Is the fort still there?
No, listen. I'm going to tell you what happened. So he was like awesome, right? We stayed over in it a couple nights, right? But like you could stay on different floors, right? We had a telescope on the top where we could check out stars. So we go up there
That's
one
like
day.
the epitome of cool.
Right? We go up there the next day after school. This is like right at the beginning of the school year. September's still warm out. We like spent the last week of summer in this tree fort and then had to go back to school. TCS decided that the tree was their property and took our fort down.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It took our wood too.
bummer.
All our wood, trashed her, like tore it down, took all the wood. And they claimed it was their tree, and they owned the house that the stuff had come from, and we didn't have permission to use that.
Oh my God.
It was amazing though. It like had a railing at the top, and you could go in through like stairs. Like, oh, it was badass.
My brother and I built one for my niece, an actual tree house.
Yeah.
Like, my brother, after we built this great big huge thing in this tree, and my brother's like, you know what? I'm gonna put walls around the bottom and put windows in the back and put the wheeler in here. That's what he did. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Now it's like a tree coming out of the top of a barn. Basically.
So where is
That's
like the
awesome.
perfect medium where you let them have that cool experience, but they don't shoot their brother with a BB gun?
Well, you
Yeah.
just have to discipline them when they do shoot their brother with a BB gun to
You know,
the
that's
point
what-
where they won't do it
Yeah,
anymore.
but my brother never told on me. We never told on each other.
Yeah,
Did your
yeah.
brother
Yeah.
beat you?
No,
enough?
he got me back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Did
he
you
got
do
me
it
back.
again?
Yeah, no, he got me way worse.
Did
than I
you
got
do it
him.
again though?
No,
Exactly.
no. But after I seen him hurt, that really bothered me. After I hurt him so bad, because I hurt him bad. Like I shot him in the ass at point blank. Right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel good. He
No.
went screaming. He was crying. I was like, oh no, I feel like a dick.
The first person I ever knew with a pellet gun was Woody, and we were talking today how we were shooting fire pit, like a metal fire pit. And
Yeah.
Did you shoot at cars going by and people's houses and stuff with that or no?
We did
'Cause I
shoot-
did.
No
I was,
comment?
I was that stupid when I was. a
We
kid.
shot his mom. It ricocheted and went through his mom's car window. And I'll never forget Barb just freaking.
Oh yeah. Well, the backdrop to what we were shooting was a cedar
Cedar
hedge, which I don't know how old we
Oh
were.
yeah, we
It's
just went by
impermeable.
Yeah, we were young.
but we thought
the impermeable Steve Cedar edge.
for sure this tree line will stop it. It's no problem.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know, like
Okay, I'm 12. I got this.
When I was a kid, I was shooting my BB gun out the backyard, and there's a shed out there, and it had a metal handle, and I would shoot the metal handle, and it ricocheted and killed the rabbit,
No.
the pet rabbit. Craig went
Well.
nuts. I was probably 10.
Probably your
That's
first,
when you were a
your
good
first
hunter.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
first exotic animal.
He had ricocheted, and
I got a few kid stories here.
we got 2 more sets of tickets. to
Yeah,
give
we
away,
do.
right? Let's
we
hear.
do.
Let's hear your
Okay.
best childhood story.
Gino Mamoni.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say his last name. He used to skateboard with Danny Way and Tony Hawk, and some of the things they did were
Oh,
nuts.
Danny Way, the documentary on Netflix, craziness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that kid was 13 and had a house in California.
I gotta pee.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
Wow, Mark.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
I'll just do it myself, Mark. Go ahead. Quit it. So read that. Keep going, honey. Danny Way.
No, that was it. Some of the things they did were nuts.
So do you know who Danny Way is, honey?
Uh,
Remember we watched a documentary about the skateboarder who jumps the Great Wall of China?
Yeah.
That's Danny Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Super awesome.
This guy who's watching our podcast used to skateboard with them.
I want to go skateboarding with them, but I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
I want to go skateboarding with them when I
Oh,
was
tuck
a
You-
your
kid.
vagina back in.
Yeah.
Tuck it in. You. I don't
Do you remember when Tony Hawk did, I think it was a 940? Was that what it was, a 940? The first one to do 4 spins?
You know what? I don't know.
I think it
You
was.
gotta shut that door, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
Jeez, Mark.
Come on, Mark.
How was your
That's
feet?
super cool. You got any
Did
more
you put
comments?
the seat down?
You know what? In the world of
you
6
speedy
degrees,
with the
I'm pretty
CD?
pumped that somebody's watching my show who knows Danny Way.
Right?
That's
Tony
pretty
Hawk.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Colin Junkin used to have a fort in the rocks on the Coburg West Pier.
Oh, no way.
We also used to throw those rocket fuel for model rockets in the fire and see what would stay seated who would stay seated the longest.
Oh, that's straight
You guys
up.
want to hear? So you want to hear a story about? We were
Oh,
at the,
and they also did batteries.
So this is how evil we were in
What's-
the 80s. You couldn't get away with stuff now that you could get away with the 80s. So we're eating dinner upstairs with Lee and Craig. I'm maybe 10 and Ashton's age 7, 8-ish, right? And my dad comes up with this story because Sean asked like how he was born or something like that. And my dad comes up with this story how me, my mom, and dad were at the Port Hope Beach, and I found an egg from a seagull, right? And this egg hatched. And it was my brother. And my dad didn't want the egg, right? But, your mom made us take us home. And I remember Sean wailing at the table crying and me being like, yeah, I tried to throw the egg in the water. And damn mother, she wanted to bring you home and now we're stuck with you. And he just like, you couldn't get away with that now.
Nope.
So
They'd
mean.
take your kids. That was
So
mean,
mean.
eh?
Yeah.
We were pretty mean to Sean when he was a kid.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Aw, poor Sean.
Poor
See,
Sean.
I was 3 years old in 1980, so the whole 80s was like my growth spurt. I was 13
This would have
when
been
I
like-
left the 80s, and we did some
Yeah, maybe early
stupid
90s.
stuff.
I was a 70s.
The world
child.
has changed so much, eh?
Yeah.
Do you remember building BMX jumps out of like a,
Oh, yeah.
a
Yeah.
plank and some
Log.
bricks?
Logs.
We'd go up on our neighbor's roof, rip shingles off, and fire them across the road, right off the back of their roof onto their picnic table, try to kick off their shed and down a hill.
Wow.
Like totally destroyed their place. But they weren't there, and that's just what all us kids were doing that day. Hey, let's build a jump off that guy's roof. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And no parents around. Nobody said nothing. Hey, look at the 15 kids up on Barry's roof over there. I wonder what they're doing. At least they're having fun.
So I can remember out
They're
here out
having
front,
fun.
my dad brought me home a Dominion skateboard, right? Not the double curve, but like the round top. And I get this idea that I'm going to
Like a
use
penny board?
no, like a big Dominion. You remember the one where you could get like the different no grip tape in the middle, and then underside would be like some crazy, and then they turned into like the plastic at the back. Well, I had like one of the
Oh,
good
okay.
ones.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? Like
Yeah.
the big heavy skateboard.
Yeah.
So no helmet, no nothing. You know the hill in front of our house?
Yeah.
I get this idea that I'm going to use a board with about this much lip on it and 3 bricks. Right? And Chad Leesmaster lived across the street, and I'm going to jump this, right? Like this is the talk of the, I got the skateboard. So I come top of the hill, couple pushes, and I come down there just to flying, right? And I have visions of my head of like, I'm going to get 20 feet of air, right? I'm going to land this. I'm going to be the coolest kid on the street. Like nobody even has the guts, right? I come down, but I didn't put in the plan that there was like a lip
Oh my god.
to get
no.
onto the board,
No.
right? So I'm flying. I'm in like the tuck, right? I'm going back and forth, and I get to the ramp, and it just stops dead, and I go flying into the bushes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get your 20 feet?
Superman.
Yeah, probably.
That's awesome.
Dude, like yeah, and I remember getting up and yeah, and then another time in the backyard here, you know how we have like the planter?
Mhm.
Well, I got a BMX bike, so I built Chad and I built in the corner of the deck, like a ramp, like a stop, and then a ramp out of snow all the way down to this giant jump. So it's about 4-foot jump, and then we had like a jump, right? So my plan was that I was going to ride the bike down the stairs, down the path, and hit this, and clear the fence behind the hot tub, right?
Ambitious.
A little. And so we were so serious about this, and we had to, the first night we used my dad's my mom's cans of hairspray and aerosol cans with a lighter to melt the snow so that it'd freeze that night so that the bike would like stay on
my
top.
God.
And then the next night when my dad was at work, we took buckets of hot water and just poured them slowly, right? And it's cold outside, so we make this jump. And my dad told me repeatedly not to do this, right? Like 100 times. So the night comes, no helmet on, ride the bike, and I'm going to get 40 feet this time, right? I'm talking on the second go of this, I'm going to spin the bike and land this in the backyard. So here the engineering of the problem was that we didn't understand that like you can't build a ramp up.
Yeah, you got to gradually.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
And
hit
right
that
at the
thing.
end, if you want that pop.
I hit that thing, right? I went straight up in the air. The bike got caught in the tree, right? And I landed on my like head shoulder. And the old man had to take me to the hospital because I separated my shoulder.
I did
Oh
the
my
same thing.
God.
Snowboard, broke my
The-
collarbone, went straight
And
up.
I'll never forget. We had a
Man, I was
gray,
way smarter
we had a
than you
gray
guys.
Cavalier, and I've got the biggest smile on my face. My dad is furious because I'm going to miss a couple hockey games, and Chad is in the back seat on the way to the Coburg Hospital, and he's like, "Bro, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen." He's
Yeah,
like, "That's
absolutely.
amazing." He's like,
Absolutely.
"I can't wait to get back and try that again." Right?
Look at him, he's chasing his dream.
That's right. And he's like, "Oh," and my dad is furious, and all I can remember is Chad being like, "All we got to do is smooth out the top of that ramp, and you are gonna make it."
Yes.
Right? Craig got home and destroyed it.
And helmets. When we were kids, helmets, we never wore
No
helmets.
helmet.
No.
No.
The only time we
Wasn't
wore
the
helmets
thing.
when we were kids, it was if it had a motor. If it didn't have a
Yep.
motor, no, you're good. Give her.
That
So
was
here,
kinda
let's talk-
even questionable then.
No.
No, we had
was
to-
no bike
Here's
helmet.
the
Maybe
here.
in
No.
my house it
So when
was.
I
Well,
was
they
a
had
kid,
three-wheelers
didn't
when we
have-
were kids.
Yeah,
I had
have
a
a three-wheeler.
land
I flipped
land
that three-wheeler
snowmobile
a
at
few
my
times.
grandfather's farm, and I would go when I was probably Ashton age, and he would fire that snowmobile up, and I would drive it all over the farm until we ran out of gas, and I'd walk back to the farm, and my grandfather would go out and fill her up again, give her a rip. I'd keep going, and never saw a helmet, ever, not once. So I remember one day we went to the Cat Shack to get parts from like the back scrapyard, and they had a wall of helmets, and I was maybe 10, and I was like, "Papa, what are those?" He's like, "That's their safety devices for rich kids."
Now kids, they got to wrap them in bubble tape.
Oh,
And
yeah.
on the way
man.
down, they
Oh,
got to
yeah.
make sure nobody says anything offensive to them as they're hitting the jump.
when I was 15, here, we might as well just keep going with these stories. When I was 15, I got worked on the farm, like driving tractor, doing big bales of hay, and my grandfather bought his Ford pickup, so I got our 1981 Dodge Ram, right? And I can remember, and I was so excited, right? Like I got my truck, it was standard, right? And I can remember going across the cornfield at like 80 kilometers an hour, bumping my head off the roof of the car, right? Because we were going so fast. And there's video somewhere, and like this Dodge Ram is doing this, right? And finally, I tied our family donkey to it one time, and he kicked the door in, and I had to go through the window. It was a
Dukes
beast.
of Hazzard.
Yeah, I remember another time I popped a tire, and my mom worked at Brown's Towing at the time, and she got me a new tire, loaded right up. Like, man, I don't feel like kids have field trucks anymore.
No,
Field trucks. No, they
Field
don't.
trucks, no,
Not
no.
really.
Oh,
Well,
man,
I'm sure
I
there's a
love
lot.
driving
I'm
my
sure there
field
is
truck.
kids that do, like
Um,
farm kids and stuff. But
Yeah, for sure.
This brings back so many memories.
I've got some more
Go.
stories. Mike Howard bombed people with water balloons when he was 14 from the top of the bandshell at Victoria Park in London. And then Gina Mamoni wants to know, so why are we so protective of our kids if we did so much crazy stuff when we were so young?
That's the
That's
question.
probably
society,
why.
now.
No, here, like I had a conversation with Walter, fishes CSFL, won the Rice event, and so I was like, I kind of don't feel safe, I kind of feel like maybe there wasn't so many bad people in the 80s, but I think this is the downfall of social media.
Yeah,
I think that it's because when something bad does happen,
everybody
we see
knows.
every bad thing that happens.
Yeah.
Like it's not like there wasn't vans with chocolates when I was a kid, right?
Vans
You know
with
what I mean? Like
puppies?
that.
Yeah.
Like, do you want some candy? That was around. It just wasn't like Facebook. There was no Facebook to do every incident of it. So I think we're overprotective of our kids because we see the negative. Right. The other thing is that unfortunately there's not a herd of kids here for Ashton to go play with.
No, there's
There's-
not as
there's
many
no-
kids around.
Right?
Anywhere I've lived. When
If
we-
there was like 10 kids, I'd let them go with a pack. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safety in numbers. You may lose
Yeah.
a couple, but hopefully it's not. It's like
you may
zebra.
lose a couple.
Yeah.
It's like zebras, right?
Yeah, they can't figure out which one
And
they
the
want.
other thing the kids don't seem like when I was 14, grade 9 in high school, I went to the Lion Center Hill GTing with my buddies every night.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, we
Right?
GT'd right across the street from our house. We had the hill right there.
We
All the
like
kids used to hang out on my front lawn. It was sweet.
Chinese downhill, right? Like
Oh
fight
yeah,
down the edge.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I can
We'd
remember,
take the canoe.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
remember that was a big
Yeah.
deal. Like, and I just don't feel like kids do that anymore. They're more occupied on their Xbox or their iPhones. But I remember like being in high school in grade 9 and being pumped to go GTing.
Yeah.
man. We had crazy carpets. That was the big thing when I was a kid.
Do you remember?
We used to tie all the GTs together and get behind a snow machine or a four-wheeler, and
Yeah.
one of the dads would go ripping us around. It was cool.
Do you remember like
We
on
get
the,
rides up
you
to the
had
top
a
of the
big
hill.
GT,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like a 2-man, like, and we used to GT down the hill across from your mom,
yeah.
and down the road.
Down the
When it-
road,
yeah,
Highland Drive.
the
Yeah,
Highland Drive.
Yeah.
Like,
It was a 2-man GT.
It was huge.
it was built for adults. Like,
Yeah.
it was extra
Oh, yeah?
high and went
Nice.
extra fast.
But the cool thing, like I'll never forget, like you had the pull rope on the front of your GT, and you get to the top of the hill, and you'd wrap it around your
The steering wheel.
Yep.
First thing that come off those things were the brakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
those
Yeah.
things?
You know,
They gotta go.
Brakes.
They didn't even have brakes when they first came out.
Nope.
That was like the 2nd or 3rd edition.
So I took Ashton as a GT. I took him to the Lion Center where I went,
Yeah.
and I was nervous about him going to the top, right? Like over worried parent. All the kids that got helmets on GTing, I can remember being like 2 guys on a GT jumping,
Standing up.
Yeah.
trying to knock people like down the hill. One
Yeah.
guy's the driver, and the other guy's on the back trying to flip GT.
Oh, yeah.
right.
Chinese
Like,
downhill, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
My
Like-
friend Heidi and I used to double down to go to the bus stop. But one day it was a snow day, and we stayed home, and it was all ice. And we lived in a farm, so
Yeah.
it was all field, bean stubble, ice.
Yeah.
We're riding down, and she's on the back, and she fell off, but she dragged me with her. But I ended up underneath her. My face was gone. Grade 9, gone. I had no
Oh,
face.
no
It
way.
was all scarred. It was
Oh.
all scabs. It was horrible,
It's a
but
good
it was
thing you
so
came
much
back
fun.
from that.
When I was a kid, I grew up. I grew up in Hickory Beach, and there was a lot of kids up there, and we all hung out together on the weekends. And GT, and we'd do a big, huge excursion.
Yeah.
Like we'd all meet on my lawn in the morning. We'd do a couple runs, and then we're all like, "Hey, let's go to the Rock."
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah, and the Rock. It was probably like a 3.5 kilometer walk.
Yeah.
And we'd have a trail through the bush, and we all walked through the bush, and it was a great, big, huge glacier deposit, like a huge rock in a field.
Yeah.
A huge, and like the ground all around it was all sloped, and you could walk all the way up to the top of the rock. And the one side that we walked up, like on the way there, it was like a gradual slope,
Okay.
right? So all the way to the top, and then you get to the top, and you look down, and it's a nightmare. And
Oh,
then, like
yeah.
there's all trees and stuff growing up down the side of the rock, and we had all these little runs that were down the nightmare side, right? And you would rip, and that was about a 0.5 kilometer run down to the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'd only do a couple of runs
yeah,
a
you
day
did.
when we went there and get all the way back. But on the way home, we would run down the back, and we could run all the way down the rock through 2 farmers' fields and back into the forest. It was like over a kilometer.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that was the run on the way
That's
back.
super cool.
Yeah, and,
Oh,
and we
that's
all
awesome.
we were all just chilling, just going that far. And we're all like, yeah, we're the coolest kids on the planet, man.
I kind of want to go do that.
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah.
do that.
Or
Yeah.
now.
Let's go find that rock.
Like coming back here, like I kind of feel like the kids are missing out on so much fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So like and maybe it's because of social media, like the simpleness of fun. I remember, I used to hang out in my grandfather had to work at the farm, and I would spend the entire summers there. And I would go in the barn, and we had a Walker Hound, right? The dumbest dog on the whole planet. I mean, I don't.
Oh,
My
you just
idiot-
offended somebody.
Right? I
Yeah.
probably did, but this
Yeah.
it wasn't like a regular Walker Hound. This is like really stupid. I remember we used to we had a collie, like a border collie that was trained to herd cattle. Smart dog, and he would run, and as soon as he got to electric fences, that collie would drop his tail and throw her back up on the other side. Well, my stupid Walker Hound would walk into them with his tail and then zap himself and howl. He used to bark at tractors too. He would get out in front of them and cars, right? So he's like my best friend. I was 10. My grandfather built me a night suit because he's a sheet metal worker. I remember my chest plate was like a hubcap, and I had like arms. So I would pretend that my Walker Hound was my horse, and we would go in the barn for the whole afternoon and like build a fort out of hay and take on the pigeons who were the dragons.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding, right? I would sit in my fort.
Were you
with my-
shooting the pigeons?
Yeah, we had bows and arrows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd be a better shot.
Yeah, I wasn't a very good shot back there.
Yeah.
Half the time the arrow would make it 10 feet. But I would sit in my fort and talk to my Walker Hound, and he would look at me like I was the most interesting person on the planet. Like just, right? And I kind of feel bad that like our kids don't have those experiences, right? Like I remember I had hockey shin pads. You remember like old knee pads? And he had put like metal on them. I would come like tanking out there and like across the barnyard through the cattle. I had a knight's helmet, a joust,
Wow.
my Walker Hound on a leash, and we'd go up there and sit in the barn, and like I had a fork carved out in the barn. It was kind of like a duck blind, right? I had a couple on the sides and over the top, and we would sit in there, and I would talk to about how we were going to kill the pigeons, right? And they were the evil dragons. But yeah,
We used
like,
to do that. We used to shoot a lot of pigeons in the barns.
oh yeah, they're a menace, the worst. But yeah, I always think when like Ashton's on his iPad, you know, like, man, there's so much to do out there. There's so, like, a whole world. Let's go explore.
The sad part is they're not going to be able to sit there when they're in their 30s, 40s and say, oh, remember when we did this? Remember
They're
when
not
we
going to
did
have this
that?"
conversation.
No,
You remember that Facebook post?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when I
Totally.
got high score?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like,
It's not going to happen.
I really think they, yeah, I feel bad sometimes that they don't get to do that ultra cool, simple, fun stuff.
Well, we never had a choice. When I was a kid, we would wake up in the morning, Mom would feed us and open the door and kick us
Yeah.
in the ass.
Yeah.
You had
We
no
were
choice.
not allowed inside.
No, get out.
Yeah.
Snow days,
'Cause you
there's no
break
such
stuff.
thing.
Yeah,
Get
come
out.
back when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Well, I used to go on top of our barn, and we had a big barn, and they would tie a rope across to our big Ford tractor, and they'd pull me up on the barn, and I'd hammer all the nails in every spring on the tin roof and run, because I weighed like 45 pounds. They'd build me like a little harness, and I'd be up there nailing ting, 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 ting with a hammer, ting, 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 all the tin roof back on the barn, and then they'd lower me down the other side while the old boys are there smoking darts and
Yeah.
talking
You know,
about
one of the stupidest things I ever did as a kid, and it wasn't just me, it was my whole group of buddies, because we got around this fire pit. We stole a thing of 22 shells from one of the guy's dads, and there was a rock in the middle of the fire pit, and we all stood around, and somebody would take a flat rock and throw it on that shell.
Yeah.
And it would explode.
Oh my God,
And we
you
were all
guys.
standing
Oh my
in
God.
like a Newfie firing squad, right?
yeah,
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Russian
And
roulette.
we're all standing. Well, the guy across the bayou there, because we were by the water.
Yeah.
The guy across the bayou, a bullet went through his siding, I guess,
Oh, no.
and he come out and started hollering at us. What are you guys doing with the? And we ended
Yeah.
up we weren't allowed to do that anymore.
Huh.
So
We got some questions here. Let's jump through.
That's too bad. I'm sorry.
that was pretty crazy.
Amber,
eh?
if we got any questions or comments, you can jump in here too. SOXGab _ Gab. He's from France. I talked to him this week.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
He's watching the.
Oh yeah, he
The
was the one that
experiment
asked
and the
about
blood.
the manwich.
Yeah, he asked about the manwich. They don't have sloppy joes in France, but he
What?
was going
Who
try
wants
to
to
find
get
out.
in on a manwich?
Salut.
So he wants to know how we all got started fishing.
I think I have to thank my parents for that. We had a trailer on Chemong right down the road from where I have one now, and so we fished every day in the summer. You know, all my friends are learning how to catch a ball and kick a soccer ball and all that. I learned how to ski and like water ski and swim
Yeah.
and fish.
The first time I remember going fishing was with my dad, just down the river, catch salmon
Mm-hmm.
at like night. Right, he'd let me just go. I was probably like, again, 5 or 6, and we would go, and when the salmon runs, I had an old Abu Garcia push button reel
Yeah, yeah.
that I bought. My dad bought me at the Sportsman Show, and he'd just put a Cleo on there, and I'd just fire into about 3,000 salmon and hook a fish, go crazy.
Nice.
That's probably the first memory. I know when I was really little, I grabbed a rock bass and I got a spine in my hand. I didn't want to fish for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And the other memory I have of fishing is at the Greenwood Fishing Derby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
In the lift locks in Peterborough. Going
Mhm.
there with my grandmother before she passed away. And I was just a little tiny kid. With my little green like tackle kit that we got from Walmart, from Canadian Tire. Like
Nice.
do you remember that one? Like the youth fishing
Yeah.
kit from the
Of
green?
course I do.
Yeah, I had that.
My first fishing was with you, but I don't remember what we did.
Argued.
Argued.
Yeah, right.
Probably wasn't as terrible as a memory of mine like that I had as a kid, but yeah, we probably argued.
No, I don't think we did.
No?
No,
I think
had
we
fun.
went
That's
to
why I'm doing it still.
like that ultra clear lake.
Oh, Stony Lake.
No.
No.
Oh.
Clear Lake.
We're not, yes. There's no boat launch there anymore, eh?
There isn't?
Yeah, they
Can't
closed it.
Yeah,
right off.
closed it down. You
Oh,
need
wow.
one private one on the whole thing or something like that.
Yeah, I had a
Huh.
good day that day.
How'd you get into fishing, Sean?
My grandfather.
Yeah.
I grew up right next door to him when I was a kid, right? They had the house right beside us, and he was like, "Here you go, fishing rod. There's a dock. Get out there,
Nice.
fish." And I used to walk up and down the bayou we lived on.
Yeah.
And all the
Louisiana?
neighbors were like, "Hi, Sean." And I'd be fishing their dock as I'm walking
Nice.
up, pop on their dock, fan cast, and then keep going down, hit all the stuff on the way.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Another fishing memory I have when I was really little was Sean and I at Upper Buckhorn. We rented a cottage. This is right weeks after my grandmother had passed away. And we were on the dock catching panfish, and a blue herring came to the. So we're on the dock, and a blue herring came to the
shore side?
shore side, and we would catch fish and feed them.
Nice.
Right, we'd throw them to him, and he'd down these. Yeah, and that's what we did for a whole week. We
You know those things won't land in the water?
Really.
Yeah, they always land on land and then walk into the water.
We must have put 20 pounds on that bird
You
because
learned
he ate
something
real.
today.
We'd like catch 5 and then give him one, then we'd catch 5 and give him one. But yeah, I'll never forget that. He was like good and close, like maybe from here to the wall way. Sean,
Wicked.
my brother, he would laugh and giggle every time he ate a fish on us. He thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
We got 2 pairs of tickets to go give away stuff.
Yeah, we got to think away. Let's hear the first 2 people who put their childhood memory of how they started fishing on one of the live feeds, YouTube or Facebook, and is going to the Bowmanville show. Write their names down and they can have it for free. Alex May Fishing, here's a good question. What's your biggest goal for this year?
My biggest goal? As in fishing?
Yeah, or life.
I
or
really,
anything.
really, really want to make Team Ontario again.
Yeah?
I'm really going to concentrate on that qualifier. Yeah.
Sean?
My biggest goal is to fish more this year.
Yeah?
Because the last couple of years I haven't really fished as much as I had previous years, and it really bothered me. But I've had a lot of stuff going on with the job and the family thing, so that's my goal: fish more.
Woody, you got a goal for this year?
Yeah, fish more.
Yeah.
Fish at all.
How'd you get started? You fished when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, my dad was avid.
Yeah.
We used to own the Captain's Marina in Bewdley for years.
That's another first memory I have. Is
like every day on the dock fishing,
Yeah.
all day long, building rafts out of the styrofoam that came in the boat motors,
Yeah.
and just fishing for hours and hours and hours.
they would whale the walleye at the end of your dock.
Oh, yeah.
I can remember doing that. They would cast like a float and rappel, a husky jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would whale walleye.
I read that was somebody's go-to. No, it was a jointed floating rappel. Somebody's go-to bait.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier.
But what I can remember, Wayne and his buddies out there at the end of the dock,
Yeah.
and right at where the boat launch was,
Yeah.
and they would whale fall-time walleye off the dock. Like it was like, yeah,
The water was great there.
it was really good. My goal for this year is my most favorite part of being Ian West from Fear Fishing is hearing about people who went fishing for the first time. I think that is the most powerful email I get is when people message and say, hey, I fished when I was younger and I didn't fish at all through my 20s, and Amber, you're stopping our wheel. I'm starting to fish again, and I'm going to take my kids fishing. Right? So I think that my goal for 2019 is to get as many people who don't fish just to get out there and fish. Even if you just go one time, I want at the end of the year to have 1,000 messages about more people who went fishing for the first time or again for the first time.
Yeah.
More messages like Mike.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, right,
Yeah,
Mike? Yeah.
Hardcore.
Hardcore now.
Yeah.
And I don't even care if they were hardcore. That's the messages that I get, and people are like, I hadn't fished in a long time, but I'm gonna go, pick up a new rod and reel, and I'm gonna go fishing this weekend. I really like hearing about that. Tournaments will happen as they're gonna happen. I'm really can't believe how many people have come up to me and asked me what series I'm fishing this year.
Yeah.
And I am still undecided, but it's really interesting to me that people care what series I fish.
That reminds me.
It's been
I got some
awesome.
news.
What?
Mike and I have decided to do a couple tournaments together.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
You and Mike Carnegie?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's super
Yeah,
cool.
man.
That's awesome.
So we're pretty pumped about that.
You guys are gonna squinch into a boat.
Squinch into a boat. That's right.
You're both gonna make
That's
it?
a private boat.
Here's a really good question from Devin C. What's a good search bait rod tail combo? Cranks, spinners, etc. I think that if I had one search bait rod to use a whole year, it'd be that Brand Angler versatile rod. You could throw anything on that. Spinner bait, crankbait, that'd be the one I picked up.
That's the multi-use rod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versatile. I think
Yeah.
it's a versatile.
I don't
Is
know.
it? Is it a versatile or is it?
They have a multi-technique rod, I believe, in the Elite Series.
Finesse. No, it's a Brand Angler finesse rod.
The one I have?
Yeah, the one we both have.
Yeah.
That'd be the rod. You could do absolutely everything. It's got sensitive enough tip. You could throw crankbaits.
Yes.
You could do everything.
Skipping rod.
It-
Awesome skipping rod.
Yeah, and that'd be my search bait rod.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that rod a lot.
Mike Howard wrote in
Yep.
what his fishing was. I lost it. Started fishing at the Ganny when he was 4
Nice.
with his dad.
That's a great river.
So he won a set of tickets.
If they would have never had, yeah. Do we have another
There you
one?
go.
If we didn't
Put
have
Mike
that
Howard's name on there.
if we
for tickets.
didn't have that Ganaraska River, I'd never become a fisherman. I lived down there as a kid. We got anything more? Is there anything else we need to talk about?
we have one more set of tickets.
We need anything. Who wants a set of tickets? It's getting pretty late in the show. We probably should have done this at the beginning.
Who?
We got caught up with stories.
Yeah.
Such.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. The
Did we get
police will be
everything on
here.
the board?
Pretty well.
Let's think it.
You
Let's
missed the
look
top
over.
right.
Yes, we're not.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
did.
looking. I'm not looking. This is pretty
Going
good.
there.
I'm excited about.
Oh, Hannah Ceases.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's bring this up. And I don't know. We should have actually had a contest for the tickets. We got one more set to give away.
Why don't you give away another set tomorrow on Facebook or Instagram?
We can do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay. So my Hannah's,
this is cool.
Hannah's in college, and she's doing a thesis for her child youth program, and the teacher had asked that they just give a topic. So my daughter wrote sport fishing because she's pretty vested in it.
Wasn't there something before the teacher give an explanation of topics or something?
No, but she just said sport fishing. So the prof typed her back and said, "Oh, excellent," and then she put like example how sport fishing is a senseless act that needs to be seized immediately. And it's like, wow. So the next day she gets into class, the teacher writes something on the board saying that it's about the same kind of thing. How is it senseless? It should be outlawed. It hurts the fish and blah, blah, blah. And it just, my mouth just dropped. Hannah actually walked out of class, stood up and walked out because she was so
Good on her.
offended by this, which is great, Hannah. So proud of you. Standing up what you believe in. So Hannah has decided to write the antithesis to that.
That's
to that
amazing.
whole idea.
Yes.
So she's going to blow her away. And she's got some pretty good research from help with some friends like Jason Barnoose and stuff that has given her some articles that she can read and
That's
she can use
amazing.
for references and stuff.
So her teacher thinks that the hooks hurt the fish.
Yeah, it hurts the fish. Yeah, it hurts the fish, and it's a senseless act, and it should be banned by the government.
Wow. And how's that lady feel about tree forts?
I don't know.
They're senseless.
Senseless.
And dirt
No
bike
need for
ramps.
Yeah. So
BMX.
I just want to
I-
put that out there. And I can't believe that there's somebody that's in that position to shape still young minds, and they're writing stuff like that, which is just
They shouldn't be teaching kids that.
no.
Well,
they
shouldn't be forcing.
She didn't make an opinion. She made a statement.
Yeah.
Personal
which was
opinion.
a personal
Let's
statement.
hope she's just trying to spark debate.
I don't think so.
No?
I think she's.
My son got sent home. Ashton asked to take a whole bunch of FLW and Bass magazines to school to share with his friends. Nothing in there inappropriate at all. It's just fishing tournament stuff. So he loads them up in his backpack, and the next day I got a note home saying that wasn't proper
Inappropriate. Yeah.
reading material for
Really?
his school.
That's
Unreal.
not cool. That's not cool.
And that's the hurdles that we have to get over and
And
make it straight.
that's right. And this all stuff goes back to stuff like Sean's doing, protecting at Bluffers Park, making sure the guys can fish. And there's over in Coburg, them yelling at me and not backing down, but being really polite and here's the law. Go ahead and call the police if you'd like because I'm right. Right? Like, man, you shouldn't be spreading. Fish don't have feeling in their mouths, and that's why they can eat rock bass and crayfish and
All the spines.
And that's why, like a fish, when you set hook, if you don't want that largemouth to jump, what do? You put your rod tip down for that he'll dive because he's only fighting the tension of the line, not because he's hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
They look pretty pumped when they come out of the live well,
Mm-hmm.
right? You give them a little of that G juice,
Oh,
They're happy campers, man.
That G-Juice will bring them back.
Oh yeah, like incredibly.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, bring them back.
Yeah, that
Anybody
stuff's
who thinks like
magic.
they're not hurting, you get a couple,
No.
some 5 buckets in your live well, open that lid and put your hand in there, they go nuts. They're just like ready to go,
Yep.
right? I think that I read all kinds of articles where the like a lake and its natural doing its thing throughout the year will kill way more fish than fishermen have ever thought about doing. Do you know what I mean? It's bad information like that getting out there that that's why kids aren't interested. Do you know what I mean? Like if you had like your teacher is your like the God's word, right? Do you know what I mean? Like
Supposed to be.
Do you
Yeah,
know-
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when the teacher says something that you would think that was true information,
Mm-hmm.
right? If she reads you history, you believe that's what happened. If she tells you that this is how you spell a word, you believe that that's how it is. And I guess if she tells you that a fish is going through emotional separation because he ate a tube jig, believe that too.
It's
Yep, there
it's
you
a
go.
powerful statement. I got it here. I had to look it up. It says sports fishing is a senseless hobby that endangers fish, and the federal government should pass legislation to prohibit it.
They're trying to ban.
That's the exact words that this
that's
teacher
strong.
wrote, and she didn't just write it to Hannah. She wrote it up on the board for every student to see, like on the
Google
projector
this.
thing or whatever.
There's a state in the northern
Wow.
U.S. trying to ban hooks because they're dangerous. Fishing hooks.
Wow.
Wow.
She wrote that on the board at
She
school?
wrote that on the
She
in the
projected it up on
seminar
the
or
big
whatever in
screen.
their class.
I think that we should probably give that school a call.
They have been given a call, and I guess they have quite a few complaints about this teacher for other things too. So hopefully this will be just a little bit of ammo to take this teacher down.
It's war. It's war, Rogan. It's war.
Sorry, teacher. I was being optimistic. I was really hoping you were trying to spark debate.
Yeah. No.
Don't spread any more of this nonsense. We're going down a rabbit hole together.
my
I'm
God.
not your friend. We are going to war.
You need to watch Joe Rogan versus Alex Jones.
They're talking about hooks and emotional feelings about largemouth bass. It says war. Final thought?
Wow. Final thought. I think communication with your loved ones has got to be key because I'm going through something when I get home.
That was good.
Sorry, Mark.
Hopefully she heard the...
Because I'm not told all the information by all parties, so I'm
I
lost
just
in the dark.
assumed you
And
talked.
I didn't know.
This is war.
Yeah, it will be. Very well could be.
Oh, my final thought. Well, I you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to be with you guys this year at the Classic. I really wish I was. We're
gonna miss you, man.
It's one of my favorite trips I take every year, and I really want to wish you guys safe travels. And Saturday night's going to be
Thank you.
amazing. I know it.
Have fun in Mexico.
Sunday night?
Yeah, have fun in Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, we're
Sunday
down
night.
there. We're down there.
No,
for,
you're gonna have a good time
for,
Saturday night, too.
St.
Why
Pat's
not?
again.
Nice.
Yeah,
Ron-
Sunday night is
Ron to
St. Pat's
fish.
down
Yeah,
there.
Ron to
so.
fish.
Ron to fish.
You
Ron
should
to
pan
fish,
into
baby.
that show or that shirt again.
Amber, do you have a final thought? Thanks, and we'll have a good time in Mexico too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we'll
thanks.
miss
We'll be
you.
thinking of you.
Yeah, have a good time, guys.
Yeah. You got a final thought?
I'm just super excited about the Classic. I haven't had a vacation.
You don't want
in
people
2 years.
listening on iTunes to
Yeah.
do that thing?
Do that thing.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button and the bell. Oh, that's YouTube.
In the give us a 5-star
review.
rating and a review. That would be super helpful. And to subscribe to the FearFishing YouTube channel, not only for you can follow all the action, but you can win a Daiwa reel at the Bowmanville Tackle Swap.
Yeah, don't forget that's this weekend, right?
Yeah, March
That's this
10th.
Sunday
weekend.
coming.
Free cotton
A
candy.
week today, guys.
Do you got a final thought, Woody?
Yeah, I'm excited about the summer. Just can't wait to see this program on the road. But I just want to get out and fish more.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to meeting more people in the Bowmanville show.
And your little guy's pumped to fish.
Yeah, Kevin's stoked.
Still.
Right.
With Ash.
With Ash.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe Ash will be more into fishing if he sees somebody else young fishing.
Well, I think
Ashton
it would
likes
be
to
like a
go
mentor.
fishing. He doesn't really like to fish. He likes to eat potato chips, and he likes to go real fast on that boat.
Yeah.
Trim her out and let's rip, Daddy. He don't like doing 40. He wants to let her rip. My final thought, you should probably go watch Joe Rogan and Alex Jones battle her out on that podcast.
so
It
fun.
is such a beauty of a podcast. But my thought is take somebody fishing who wouldn't go. Invite somebody, one of your buddies, or call up a childhood friend and who you used to fish with and see, catch up with them. Facebook, that kind of stuff is really good for finding people. So find up your childhood friend and, Bracken's been hanging around here. We fished when we were a kid. Woody, right? It's good to bring people back. And teacher, this is war. Hooks don't hurt fish. They catch them.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Do we need to beatbox? Do I need to Alex Jones
Yeah,
this?
you should definitely beatbox.
Just Alex Jones this right out of here? It's over, Rogan. Don't be telling people I'm your friend. The government and the aliens, they're here. And this is war. I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to choke you out.
Wow.
It was awesome. Watch the videos. Go right now to YouTube and look up Joe Rogan versus Alex Jones. This is war.
Good night.